at aztv.com.
You sound good, Jack.
Jackson Hewitt gets you your biggest tax refund guaranteed, plus a chance to double your refund or win weekly prizes with our Double Your Refund sweepstakes. File your taxes on the double. No purchase necessary. U.S. residents 18 or older who file a 2022 federal.
You guys could laugh at my jokes every once in a while.
Broadcasting from the Superbook.com studio. Superbook Sports, now live. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix, an iHeartRadio station available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
I got you.
Music, radio, and podcast all in one. Here's what's
ever since you joined the show, I got you.
Arizona moved up a spot to number 7 in the new USA Today men's basketball coaches poll after claiming victory against the Washington schools last week. The Cardinals added a couple of more names to their list of head coaching candidates after requesting interviews with Bengals defensive coordinator.
You have your glasses on, Jimmy?
Coordinator Brian Callahan. According to The Athletic, the Suns gave the Milwaukee Bucks permission to speak with forward Jay Crowder.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Seeking a move from the team. The two met over the weekend.
Listen, I got a degree from ASU. I'm clearly not that smart.
Forward OG Anunoby. The two played tonight. I'm Frank Arity on Fox Sports 910.
Not like freaking Manuch. I'm not a top 1%er, and God just gives me talent to be able to go to school for free.
$1,000. Just enter this nationwide.
Like most people, God doesn't love me.
Green. That's green. Enter it now at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker and Sons weather.
Hey, is there anything next Monday that I need to know about for you guys being at Radio Row or from?
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On
Guys are hot.
Sports 910.
Well, I am sorry if you are having a case of the Mondays because your 49ers or your Bengals lost yesterday. I'm definitely not having a case of the Mondays as my picks, the Eagles and the Chiefs came through. My bets on DraftKings came through. My bet with Dan Manucci came through.
That's true.
Yeah. Which means soon, most likely at Twin Peaks, Manuch will wash my car while we are on the air.
I like that.
It'll be videoed, and Jimmy and I will actually take an hour, because at least an hour, to do the show.
I'll do play-by-play.
You can do play-by-play.
I will.
I was just thinking he's going to be out there
forever.
From 1 to 2, washing my car, and we'll be doing the show inside.
Give me a hose, give me the bucket, give me the chamois, the hand washer. I'll be. What would you like, Dawn? To be put in there, what kind of soap would you like? Would you like the Dawn? That's
I need you to go buy some McGuire, some good stuff. Buy some good stuff. I want the spray bottles. I want the Windows Windex, the whole 9 yards.
Right.
This is a big bet.
Yeah. Yes,
and I don't want to hear injuries, and I don't want to hear that either.
You're not going to hear from me. It happens. It's part of the game.
Yes, but I wish it would have ended differently for those that are really like the story. I get it, and but here we are on Monday. The Super Bowl is set. Super Bowl 57 in our own backyard, State Farm Stadium. Not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. And the Eagles, of course, blasted the 49ers 31-7. That was over after the first quarter. And then KC knocked off the Bengals by a field goal. It seems like every time they play, it's by a field goal. But got a lot to get into today, as we will start with what's making noise this hour of Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Well, we'll recap the games yesterday coming up here in about 10 minutes. Plenty of sound. You'll hear it all, so we'll get into that. But I think the big story right now here locally is the Suns are back on the hardwood tonight as Toronto is in town, and they need to get going. I think this may be maybe this is the last game before Booker. There's some talk that he could come back on Wednesday against Atlanta that's in town. And the fact that the Suns have won 5 of their last 6, of course, that overtime win over San Antonio on Saturday. They're up a game of above 500 now, 26-25. That's all they needed to do was just kind of hold serve, right? They took that little dip there for a little bit, but they've been able to recover. And if they could keep, maybe a win tonight and then he comes back, I think we're going to be all right.
I think they were somewhat able to recover once Cam Johnson got back. We saw DA step it up the last couple games. Just talking about winning 5 out of the last 6. I watched Mikal Bridges, Jim, and I think, okay, this young man is becoming a better scorer. When you look at him, look at how the progress he's had, 20 points or more, 8 of the last 11 games. So I think he's being more comfortable. That might be because of Cam Johnson more than anything.
Sure. And then you hear the news that the Suns have reportedly granted permission to the Milwaukee Bucks to speak to Jay Crowder. So maybe that mess, that long year saga will be over here sooner than later.
The Bucks were always the team that had interest in Crowder, and that was really not a surprise to anybody. And if a deal was going to get done, it seems that Milwaukee would be at least the first team to try to get that deal done.
Yeah, and Crowder has some NBA Finals experience. So
sure, he does.
Pretty safe to say that the Bucks are going to be there at the end. I mean, they're so strong. But Crowder was with the Heat, if you remember, when they had that run during the NBA bubble season. So, we'll see if this happens. I kind of hope it does.
You just hope
get him out of here.
Do you care what they get for him or not?
No, I just get rid of him.
Get
somebody. They need a body. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
they need a garbage time guy.
But not just something. Something's got a little bit of something to it, I would think.
Well, you've gone this long without him.
Yeah, I get that. But if you got somebody that can enhance off the bench or whatever, I think that's what the Suns are looking for. They're not just going to give them away for a bag of balls. I mean, or we call it a tray of balls that they wheel out there. I mean, you want to get somebody that's got some kind of a semblance of a good role player. Again, the key term there, role player for the Suns heading into the playoffs.
Staying with basketball over the weekend, the Sun Devils were crushed by the Cougars, 75-58 up there in Pullman. It was their 4th straight loss. They're now 15-7, but sadly 6-5 in the Pac-12 play. I guess it won't matter until the tournament. It'll be a low seed, but they'll have to work really hard to get an opportunity to maybe get in the tournament. I don't think that's going to happen.
2 weeks ago, we had a conversation with the California schools. The Southern California schools were coming in, and Rock mentioned the fact that, hey, if they sweep this, they're going to get ranked, and people are really going to start talking about it. And the worst thing possible happened to the Sun Devils and their toes.
They got ranked, and look what happened.
Oh, and then down in Tucson, Arizona swept the Washington schools. Not down in Tucson. They were up in Washington, but they beat both schools. They routed the Huskies on Saturday. They are now ranked 5th as of today. They were 8. Now they're 5, according to Associated Press, 19-3, 8-3 in the Pac-12. They'll host Oregon on Thursday. Arizona State will host Oregon State. Elsewhere, GCU lost to Tarleton 81-62. That was a bad loss for them. They fall to 14-8, and they're off until Saturday.
I think U of A, you watch some of that game and go, okay, I think that they kind of, not that the ship was listing one way or the other, but they just had that whole full game kind of mentality that Tommy Lloyd has preached, and they kind of I think they got it somewhere along those losing 3 out of 4, which is so uncharacteristic for that team.
That'll wake you up.
Oh, it did, and I think they realized, look, we got a damn good team. We got to play both ends of the court, and you saw a relentless defense, especially in the 56-53 barn burner last week against UCLA.
It's been a very quiet year, I think, when it comes to the NHL. If I said, hey, when's the All-Star break for the NHL? I bet many of you, I know you couldn't answer it, Manuch. You maybe.
I know.
But Jack, maybe. I guarantee. No. Okay, yeah. It's unbelievable that it's now.
Yes.
No one would know that they're off for a week. I mean, the NHL has done such a piss poor job of promoting their sport. Why would you do the All-Star break during the same time as Super Bowl? break.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Were they looking at this week? Okay, there's no football. Let's do it. Go back to after the Super Bowl in February. That's what it needs to be. Late, middle February, right after the Super Bowl. Then people are going to watch your sport because then there's no talk about Super Bowl. There's no talk about any of that. It's all NHL after. Well, and then all you got is pitchers and catchers reporting
coming up and college basketball. That's
it.
That's
it. That's more like towards the end of February.
Right.
That's when the tournaments start.
And the other reason why I realized that this morning, as I list the Suns games and Yotes games on our lineup sheet, and I went, they're not playing again until Friday. I went,
when do you do that? I do that every day.
Well,
you've never done that.
No, on my booking sheet.
Oh, on your sheet. You should maybe transfer that onto our lineup sheet on what's on tap.
Sure, I could.
So I don't have to. That's one less thing.
I do a lot of that
in the morning.
I do have that sometime.
Yeah, when I'm not here. Yeah.
But the Yotes until Chicago. Wait a second. All-Star break already? I mean, I was totally caught off guard with that. Yotes won't be back at it until they're at Chicago.
And then Manuch, you want to report on these NFL coaches that may be interviewing with the Cardinals?
Well, you stop and think about the OC and the defensive coordinator with the Cardinals. The DC at Cincinnati's done a hell of a job. Lou Anarumo and the offensive coordinator Brian Callahan, both outstanding coaches. Callahan been around for a long time. And Anarumo is a DC that did a hell of a job the last couple of years for this team. So, again, you got a defensive
3
guy.
minutes.
You got another guy from the offensive side. To get these two teams, I should say Cincinnati, to the playoffs, Super Bowl last year, and one game short of the Super Bowl this year.
What if they come as a combo? What if Bidwell says, "Hey, Brian, we want an offensive guy to be the head coach. Hey, Lou, we want to hire you, and we'll pay you much more to be the DC."
We'll be the Bengals of the West.
Yeah.
Well, if they make him, if he can't make a lateral, remember that, Jim. They have to make him like the assistant head coach.
Head coach, yes.
Yeah, to Brian Callahan. If they did that, and that would be a hell of a package. They know each other. They know each other's systems and what they can do and what they can't do. But
nobody even heard of Lou until yesterday.
He's like the last couple of years you heard about him. Last year you did in the Super Bowl.
He's only been there since 2019.
Yeah, but you heard about him as getting that defense turned around last year.
But he's not one of these superstar OCD guys.
No, he doesn't have a big name.
Half the people don't know how to pronounce it.
Anarumo.
Yeah.
Paisano. But to your point, Jimmy, if they package the deal, whether they wanted to do that.
Right.
If Bidwell goes, hey, look, I want to hire Callahan. Hey, Lou, would you want to come be the DC and be the assistant head coach? That could be a thing if everything else falls short.
I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. You have two guys who obviously really know what the hell they're doing.
Well, and they've worked with each other.
And they have that history of working with each other. It was just a thought, that's all.
Hey, now that we know who's playing in the big game, it's now time to get your tickets to join us at Talking Stick Resort for the big game. We're going to have Bo Jackson. We're going to have Doug Flutie. You get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. They're $25, $35 at the door, as we're giving away cash just for watching the big game. We are taking it to a whole nother level as we're bringing in Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. We're going to be doing a Q&A with them before we get started. We'll have intern Barney with us. We'll have intern Bob with us. So we'll have some people helping us out. So should be a good time. Also, starting today, and we're going to start next segment, it's our Talking Stick Resort Big Game Challenge. And what that is you're going to call into the show at 602-260-9191. Not right now, but in about 10 minutes. And all you got to do is tell us who's going to win the game and the score. If you nail it, you will win a 2-night stay at Talking Stick Resort, dinner for two at the Tosh, dinner for two at the Orange Sky, and a spa certificate. And we're going to be doing it every day leading up to the big game. We'll have our guests and celebrities have their own list, and then we'll have a list for callers. It's going to be a lot of fun. We may incorporate something on Twitter or Instagram or something as well, but it's called our Talking Stick Resort Big Game Challenge. We've been doing this for many, many years. In the past, we would give you a gift card to a steakhouse, but this is to a whole nother level. We used to do $250, $300, somewhere around there. This is valued at over $1,500. So this is a great chance for you to hopefully win yourself an incredible weekend at Talking Stick Resort. So listen for your chance to call in for that. Coming up, we will break down all of the sound from yesterday, the top sounds of the game, which is courtesy of our friends at Valley Chevy. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here on Fox Sports 910, live from the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona.
Six-time Pro Bowl quarterback Donovan McNabb joins Jody Ayler every week on The Drive to talk the biggest stories from the NFL. Tomorrow at 8:33 on Fox Sports 910. Brought to you by DraftKings Sports Bar, an official sports betting partner of the NFL.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Bo knows where to watch the big game. Talking Stick Resort. Join Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B as they host the big game viewing party with special guests Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. Get your tickets now, just $25 at Ticketmaster.com. It's the big game viewing party at Talking Stick Resort.
Arizona's largest locally owned A-plus BBB rated towing company is All City Towing. They're always looking to add motivated and competitive team members. Do you fit the bill? If so, head on over to allcitytowing.com/careers for more information.
It's Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. We love providing great food for family gatherings, parties, even work meetings, and we make it simple.
We sure do, no matter what the occasion. At Venezia's, we make catering easy. You can see our entire catering menu online at venezias.com, or let us know how we can help at one of our 6 locations, including the newest, now open in Chandler.
We'd love to bring Venezia's to your next party. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition.
NBA fans, bring the hoops action to the palm of your hand. New customers, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and sign up with code 910. Bet $5 on the NBA and get $200 in free bets instantly. That's code 910 only at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 and over, Arizona only. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus issued as free bets. Opt-in required. Eligibility, wagering, and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms.
Do you have taxiety? That twisted feeling inside knowing that doing taxes on your own can be a windy, complicated road. At Liberty Tax, our knowledgeable tax experts know the difference between W-2s, Schedule Cs, and 1098-Ts. Visit LibertyTax.com to schedule an appointment with Liberty Tax today to get your largest possible refund guaranteed. Liberty Tax will provide you the most accurate return and the largest possible refund you are entitled to receive. See website for details or visit a location.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself.
For many military veteran caregivers, their caregiving journey starts earlier in life and lasts longer. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
All right, guys, here we go. We'll run these together.
To have multiple laterals and then stay in your lane. There is the squib. It bounced in front of the receiver. Clock now. They're going to throw it across the formation, and it is caught over there now, slipping, and the Chiefs will tackle him. This game is over. This game is over. You can doubt the Chiefs. You can dislike the Chiefs. You can disrespect the Chiefs. You're going to have to deal with the Chiefs as the AFC champions. And for the third time in 4 years, Lamar Hunt Trophy, the trophy named after this franchise's founder, is back in Kansas City where it belongs.
One more knee will do it.
All right, you guys are hot.
The Philadelphia Eagles are going back to the Super Bowl.
That's the 2 final calls yesterday, courtesy of Chiefs Radio. Mitch Holthus, who was on our show last Friday or Thursday? Friday. And then that was the Fox call to end it as we now are set. Super Bowl 57. I thought it was pretty cool. I love the back pages, right? The back pages of the big papers. The Daily News in New York. Evil Empire. Fame building turns green to honor Eagles to run to Super Bowl. Where's King Kong when you need him? And it's a picture of Jalen with his conference champion and then the Empire State Building in green, which they're getting a lot of crap for that. They should. That is the dumbest thing New York could do. You know, that is just the dumbest thing. And Eagle fans, like myself, I love it because the stupidity of the New Yorker who did that. The New York Post, it's a picture of Mahomes. It says, Mahomes run. Legend grows as mad dash on bum ankle and late hit send KC to Supa. And then when it comes to Chicago, Mahomes Magic in Philly in their daily, Chicago Suns Times, won and not done. And then when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles page in the daily news there, it's got a picture of Brock and the fumble when he's hit by Reddick, and it says, a farewell to Arm, Reddick, the human wrecking ball who destroyed the Niners passing game. And then on the bottom, DallasStillSucks.com. That is on the front page, or back page, I should say.
I love the Dallas shot at the very end.
Always.
Yeah, too. You noticed during the watching that broadcast, Eagles getting the Sopranos theme being played over and over. I mean, the music,
Rocky.
I was like pumping up during the breaks, but that was the one thing that stuck out in my mind was the Sopranos theme song. About I don't know, they play it like 90 times during the broadcast. But hey, I tell you what. Rock goes out. I went, this thing's probably going to be over with Josh Johnson coming in. At least I felt Rock gives him a chance to at least have a chance to win. But Rock, the Eagles, they are, I think one guy had a hangnail the entire week for the Eagles. Probably one of the only teams in the National Football League in several years that had everybody, even those questionable, that were healthy and available for that game. And Hassan Reddick, boy, talk about a guy, one-man wrecking crew. Do you think you might want to put another tight end and another receiver, and then maybe chip him, maybe 3 guys over there just to protect that right side, that blind side from your right-handed quarterbacks?
You know, and for San Francisco to be on their 4th string, and then he gets hurt, with Josh Johnson, who has been with like 14 teams, right? And is 1-8 as a starter. The guy's just not a good quarterback. I mean, I'm surprised he's still even in the league. Guy's been getting a paycheck for so long. Did he go to Kansas State?
No, he didn't. He went to, I think, San Diego, University of San Diego. So I think where he went.
But you knew as a fan, just watching the game, when he came in, this 36-year-old, you said, game over.
Yep.
You did.
Game over. At least with Purdy, you thought maybe there would be a chance. And then when he came back in the third quarter, because Josh went out with a concussion, you're like, all right, well, maybe there's still time. There's still time, but I just think the Eagles' defense was just so strong yesterday. Their offensive line was so strong. I mean, one thing that I think when you look at the game moving forward, I think Kansas City has one edge, and that's Patrick Mahomes. I think every other roster position the Eagles have.
Well, because the Eagles are healthy. I mean, Patrick Mahomes had to win with some receivers that came out of the stands, for crying out loud, after they had their running backs, receivers. Kelsey was technically the only starter that was there. I mean, looked at Scantling, what he did, and the other guys that came in. You never even heard of these other guys that came in. McKinnon, he's been there. These other rookies that Andy Reid had to manipulate and that Patrick Mahomes found, but they literally got shut down with that running game. In Cincinnati, I thought, this is not going to be good. But Mahomes found a way. And to your Eagles, Rock, that's probably one of the more balanced overall teams, offense, defense, in many years going into a Super Bowl. There's not a flaw. And then, again, everybody's healthy, key word there, to go into that game.
And how were they an underdog yesterday?
I didn't get it.
And then they're a 2-point favorite today.
I
don't understand that.
I think the only reason why, because you got a very banged up, you got a bad ankle, plus you got guys that may not start for the Chiefs. Again, receiving core. You don't know if Juju's coming back or who's coming back. So I think the wise guys look at that and go, balance, they're just a hell of a team. And then with the injuries that KC has, you look at the KC situation, that's all I can see they're looking at.
So if Andy Reid is this coaching guru of all time, I have to ask Rock this, being a Philly guy.
I love Andy Reid.
Okay, that was going to be my question.
He's my favorite coach. Other than Dick Vermeil.
Okay, how upset were you then when they kicked him out the door in Philly?
Oh, I was big time because they had a lot of success with him. Yeah, but you felt bad, but you understood, hey, he couldn't get the big game, couldn't win the Super Bowl, so it was time to make a move, and they did. And I think a lot of people are still upset about it, but that seems so long ago, it doesn't matter because he proved himself at Kansas City.
Oh, yes.
He was there 14 years?
Long time. I couldn't tell you how long.
Five conference championships and won a Super Bowl. And then, basically they had
a great year.
Had a phenomenal
great
year.
career there, I should say.
Career. Now he's doing the same thing at Kansas City. But
he's his second best coach in football.
Next to Belichick.
I got to tell you what, you look at that. And so for him now to go, what do I have to deal with? What don't I have to put a game plan together against that defense? It's talk about all-time coaching feats. If they win
3 minutes
with less of an offense, but you still got that kid that I think is an alien in Patrick Mahomes. He's not from this planet, guys. What he did on one leg yesterday to try to push off and make that last run to get that first down, and Osai push him when he was out of bounds. I mean, that's just pure grit and throwing off on one leg. That one touchdown pass he threw to Scantling on that step up off one leg. I mean, Kabaya right on. I went, damn.
It's interesting. There's some people, at the Watering Hole Arena yesterday, and they were telling me, the ones that don't like Patrick, they're like, "Oh, his ankle was fine. He's just trying to get the attention."
Yeah, whatever.
He's embellishing.
Yeah, he's limping on purpose.
Yeah,
there you go.
Because you see him running like crazy, and he's fine, and then when he gets up and he walks back to the huddle, he's limping. It wasn't consistent. It's like, oh, camera's on me. I better limp.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, amazing. I mean, let them have their fun, Rock, because they have no idea.
These are Bengal fans.
Yeah, sure they are.
You could argue the officiating was pretty bad too in that game. It was really bad.
Well,
there were some really bad non-calls. Like the only call they got right was
2 minutes
when they pushed him out of bounds. But
yeah,
the holding before that by the Chiefs was awful. Jack, you saw it. It was just. The guy had him in his neck was like up in the air for a good 20 seconds.
Yep. Yeah, it was on Sam Hubbard.
It was like it was so blatant that all that referee crew should be fired.
Here's the other thing,
and I had no skin in the game. I didn't care who won.
Yeah.
But that was just weak.
But I will say this: in that San Francisco game, the defensive penalties were all defensive penalties on that one drive. It was all bad. They were frustrated.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that game. We're talking about
why did Kyle Shanahan call for review of Devontae Smith?
He should have called a timeout. First half timeouts don't matter.
But
why
he gets up and he's doing the pass, like line up.
Yeah, he knew he didn't catch it.
Yeah, exactly.
I knew he didn't catch it.
Hey, why did Shanahan do it?
Like, what are they doing? They're giving it to him? I'm like, all right, I'll take it.
But little things like that, I look at the head coach and go, look, whether you could see it or not, the way it came down on it, I would at least wanted a review, and you would have seen it was incomplete because they scored the next play on a run. And it's interesting because I think the defensive guys knew it was incomplete, and they were frustrated that Shannon did not call for a review on that.
All right, let's do this. This is the first time this year, and we're going to start it right now. Your chance to guess the score of the game. We'll take it off air. All you got to do is just give us the team and the score, and then we'll need your information. If you get the score correct, it's 24-21. It has to be exact. You will win the Talking Stick Resort getaway, which is a 2-night stay at Talking Stick Resort, dinner for 2 at the Tosh, dinner for 2 at the Orange Sky, and you're going to hit the spa for 2. How about that? So right now we'll take 3 callers. First 3 that get in, 602-260-9191, 260-9191. Ben will get your information. We'll get you in there, and then when we come back, I think we got Rudy Carpenter next, and then I'll let everybody know what scores are off the table. That's next as we continue from the CAZ Sports Bar. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B.
What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
According to The Athletic, the Suns gave the Milwaukee Bucks permission to speak with forward Jay Crowder, who's seeking a move from the team. The two, in fact, met over the weekend. Suns guard Devin Booker could return to game action this week. He's scheduled for a reevaluation of that strained left groin on Wednesday. U of A moved up a spot to number 7 in the latest USA Today men's basketball coaches poll after claiming victory against the Washington schools last week. And the Cardinals added 2 more names to their list of head coaching candidates after requesting interviews with Bengals defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo and offensive coordinator Brian Callahan. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
The football postseason is here, and you can still win Twin Peaks Man Cards just by playing Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's weekly Fan Pick'em contest. Head to fanpick'em.com and get in your weekly picks for your chance at weekly Man Cards. Thanks to Twin Peaks, Coors Light, and Blue Moon. Don't forget to stop by one of the 4 Valley Twin Peaks locations to watch all the playoff action.
Shopping for a mortgage? Big banks can be a big hassle. Call GC Global Capital and work with a local team of mortgage experts for great rates and lower fees, more options, and faster closings. Don't let your dream home purchase turn into a nightmare. Call the professionals at GC Global Capital, 480-397-9300. GC Global Capital, your local mortgage professionals. GC Global Capital is an Arizona licensed mortgage broker, NMLS 1091187, license MB 0924983, and equal opportunity lender.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. It's the perfect time of year to take your next adventure off-road in a powerful Chevy Silverado. Round up the whole gang for some family fun in a Chevy Equinox. Hey kids, let's go. Or take your night on the town by storm in a stylish Chevy Blazer. Make more memories and take on the road ahead, wherever it leads you. Find new experiences, find new roads. See your Valley.
I'm still taking calls, man. I might need to add some spots. Give me a second.
Stay cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about Orgovix.
Orgovix Relagolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact: Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Mom, can I have $1?
My purse is upstairs on my bed.
It's not here.
Check the living room. What about your sister's room?
Hey guys, tell Rudy to give me 1 second. He's calling right now, but I'm still taking phone calls.
Nope.
Like behind the king stuff.
No.
Thanks.
Downstairs closet.
Moms everywhere are finding creative ways to keep their kids active and healthy.
Mom, I didn't see it anywhere.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey. It was right here all along.
Like getting them to use the stairs as a stair stepper or carving funny shapes out of fresh fruit.
Here you go.
Thanks, Mom. I love you.
Love you too, sweetie.
Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov. That's letsmove.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
All right, go ahead and tell Rudy to call one more time for me. Thanks. I can't take his call. I'm doing all the other people's. That's the only issue.
Can help get your child healthy. So keep them active and eating well every day. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
Cool. Actually, that's a really good idea. All right, I'm gonna bring Rudy on now, guys.
Prescription drug abuse is on the rise with our youth, and the consequences can be deadly. What's in your medicine cabinet? Learn how to keep your kids safe. Call Narcanon and find out how to prevent prescription drug abuse in your family. Call Narcanon 877-413-3073. That's 877-413-3073. Or drugsknow.com.
Here to talk football is former Sun Devil quarterback, who, by the way, went 3-1 against that team in Tucson.
Carpenter going to go up with time, steps up, looks end zone, got a man, McGahee, touchdown! And Rudy Carpenter threw that right into the teeth, into the strength of the Wildcat defense.
Rudy Carpenter, Now on Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910 on FM at 99.9 HD2.
All right, you guys are hot.
All right, Rudy joins us to recap the AFC and NFC championship games, and we'll start with the Eagles over, who was it?
San Francisco 49ers.
Yes, and Rudy joins us now on the right to the guest line. How's your Monday going, Rudy?
Oh, it's going pretty good.
So when Brock got hurt in that in the Eagles game, did you feel like, okay, maybe he would come back and everything would be all right and he could still lead this team? Or then when you saw Josh come in, you're like, okay, this is going to be tough. It's going to be tough for the 49ers to do anything against this tough Eagles defense.
Yeah, I mean, look, I didn't really know what to expect because, you know, that injury is difficult. And what I mean by that is, I mean, we've seen guys like Phillip Rivers play on a torn ACL and play great. We saw Patrick Mahomes play on a high ankle sprain and play great. We've seen Byron Leftwich in college play on a broken ankle and play great. But as a quarterback, if you have something as small as a hangnail on your throwing hand, it makes life really difficult. And I don't think people, you know, really understand that when you got something wrong with your throwing arm or throwing hand or throwing shoulder. And especially the way that Brock was hurt, that happens a lot to a quarterback. So your arm gets hit like that. And I was trying to read his voice or read his mouth. And essentially, you know, it looked as if, you know, I would imagine that maybe it's his ulnar collateral nerve that just got stretched and or damaged a little bit. And when that happens, it's like, you know, hitting your funny bone and it just makes your whole arm, your whole hand and forearm go completely numb. And so it's not that it's like the most painful injury. It's painful, but it just makes you literally can't hold the ball. And as a quarterback, that's obviously something that's super important. And look, I think Brock's story is great. I think he played awesome, you know, throughout his chance of getting to play this year. But I mean, as an NFL team, it's already difficult to win with a backup, let alone your third quarterback. And so it was already going to be difficult for them. And then to move on to Josh Johnson as their fourth quarterback, it just makes it really tough. And it really sucks because I just think the San Francisco 49ers is a well-coached football team. That defense is really, really good. And Brock was playing great, you know, the previous, you know, 5 or 6 games, whatever it was, 4 or 5, 6 games. And so it sucks that they didn't really get a chance, you know, to put their best unit or their best team on the field in the biggest moment, the biggest game of the year for them.
And Rudy, watching, I felt the same way. I just told Josh Johnson. I mean, Kyle Shanahan can get as creative as he wants, but he knows that with that Eagles defense, they're just going to pin their ears back and continue to come out. That being said, when you watch this Eagles team offensively and defensively, one of the more balanced Super Bowl teams coming to a Super Bowl in many, many years, and what can you compare them to see this kind of balance on both sides of the football?
Yeah, I always think that balance is an interesting word when you're talking about football because a lot of times people think that balance means, you know, you run the ball half the time and you throw the ball half the time, something like that. And to me, it's like a weird stat because it's similar to time of possession. What good is time of possession if you don't score? What good is balance if you don't have explosive plays or you're not scoring points or getting first downs? But the Eagles really are a team that I think play complementary football. They play well on special teams. They play well on defense. They play well on offense. And I think the biggest thing that football team does is they don't beat themselves. And I think that's one of the things that you see from Bill Belichick coach football teams and the Patriots when they had their runs, right, and their dominance is that, you know, before you can learn how to win and win Super Bowls and win at a high level, you have to learn how not to lose. And I think that's one thing that the Eagles have done a great job of, and it makes sense with, you know, Nick Sirianni being a Romeo Crennel disciple, which really means he's a Bill Belichick New England Patriots disciple. And they're a very well-coached football team. They play good on offense. They play good on defense. They play good on the offensive front and the defensive front. And, you know, ultimately, I think that's, you know, the only way you're going to win in the NFL in today's game is, in my view, to be super physical and super dominant on the offensive front and the defensive front. And that's what the Eagles are.
Rudy Carpenter is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Rudy, take me then to the other game, and you just talked about Brock Purdy with the 49ers injuring his arm. Well, now you're looking at Patrick Mahomes limping around with a high ankle sprain. My question then to you is, A, did you ever have one of those? And how quickly did you come back? Were you shocked that he was able to play at the level that he played at in that game last night?
Yeah, so I think the last point that you made is the crucial point. My senior year, I had a broken bone in my ankle and wanted to play, and I ultimately played the most of the year on a let's just call it a partially broken ankle, and it was difficult. I was getting shot up with lidocaine every game and pretty much every practice, and my foot was completely numb, but I played terrible. I played horrible. And so to me, I was probably hurting my team more than I was helping my team. And to me, that's what's impressive. Look, I always compliment a guy when he plays hurt, because it's being tough is part of playing quarterback and part of playing football and part of being a competitor. But I think ultimately being able to play well when you're hurt is something that not was able to do great, is something Patrick Mahomes has been able to do. And so to me, that's the big point. Not only playing when you're hurt, but playing well when you're hurt. So look, I give Patrick Mahomes a lot of credit. He played spectacular in my view, got the ball out quick. He had a plan versus pressure, got the ball to his skill players and allowed those guys to make plays. Ultimately, I think there's a lot of people, myself included, who feel like the Chiefs caught a lot of extra breaks, especially getting to replay a third down.
3 minutes.
I mean, yes, it was most definitely a penalty at the end of the game, and yeah, it's a hard call not to make, but it just really sucks when that type of call is made and it really decides the outcome of the game. But then again, I just don't know if you can not make the call. But yeah, I don't know. It's difficult to watch a game end because a guy is trying to hustle and make a play, and it ends up costing them a Super Bowl champ.
So, Rudy, when you watch what Andy Reid does offensively, playing with the third and fourth string receivers and third and fourth string running backs, and again, Mahomes is going to do his thing. But what did you see in reference to what Andy Reid was trying to do to get this offense flowing? Valdez-Scantling had a phenomenal game. Kelsey had a phenomenal game. He somewhat shut him down there in the last quarter. But what is it that Andy Reid does to adjust to have this team become successful even when Mahomes is struggling?
Well, one, they spread the ball around. They spread the ball around to everybody, and everybody gets touches, which means everybody's happy. And they lost an explosive playmaker in Tyreek Hill, and they've had to find other ways to get it done, and they've done that. Pacheco was a 6th or a 7th round pick, and he's been amazing for them. Obviously, bringing in Juju, he's been great for them. Scantling from the Packers has been great for them too. But again, I'm going to go back to what I said about the last game, which is, look, the Kansas City Chiefs have found ways on the offensive front and the defensive front to do a great job, even if it really hasn't been their strength. The Chiefs' strength all year has not been on defense, but they came up with some incredible stops last night when they needed to, especially Chris Jones. And to me, that's where those guys need to show up, is in the big games. And last night, for the most part, that offensive line did a really good job protecting Patrick Mahomes. But I think with him, Patrick did a really great job. He has a tendency to hold the ball. He has a tendency to try to scrabble around and make plays and almost treat every play as a scoring opportunity. And it's hard because I'm sure he believes every play can score with his ability. But one of the things he's done a good job of the last few weeks being hurt is getting the ball out of his hands. Putting the regarding how teams can the rules of how it's almost impossible for defenders to tackle legally. To me, it's one of the most underrated things about the NFL, which is just putting the ball in play, throwing the ball behind the line of scrimmage, taking 2 or 3 yard completions, and forcing the defense to tackle over and over and over again. And it's especially hard with the Chiefs because Andy Reid does such a good job of spreading everybody out with these long, wide motions and flare motions and swing screens and just getting in the front. And it just makes the defense cover every single blade of grass. And you have a quarterback who, regardless of where the ball is placed, right hash, left hash, middle, he can touch every single blade of grass on the field. He has incredible arm talent.
Rudy, we're doing a contest, and you get to be one of the first to do it. It's our Talking Stick Resort Big Game Challenge, and we're looking for the team that's going to win the big game and the score. And if you get it right, if you nail it, you're going to get a 2-night stay at Talking Stick Resort. You're going to get dinner for 2 at the Tosh, dinner for 2 at the Orange, 2 spa certificates. It's valued at over $1,500. And you're the first. You get an opportunity to dive in here and give us the score and who's going to win. Or you could wait till next week if you like, but a lot of the scores will already be taken by then.
Yeah, I'm going to go 28-24 Chiefs.
28-24.
Noted.
Chiefs. 28-24 yep. Chiefs. All right, got it in there. Yeah, as always, Rudy, have a great week, man. We'll talk to you next week. Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you.
So he's got the Chiefs.
Got the Chiefs right out of the chute.
Man, I didn't even need to try to sell him on doing it another day. I was like, geez.
Nice try, Eagles, boy.
I'm setting it all up. Recovery is driven by All City Towing. Start out the 2023 with a new career at All City Towing. They have tons of positions open right now, including a 401k program with a generous company match. The fastest way to apply is online. Go to allcitytowing.com and search careers. That's allcitytowing.com and search careers. All right, we'll give you a chance to compete in the Talking Stick Resort Big Game Challenge next, as well as our On This Day report. It's all coming up as we continue from the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. This is Fox Sports 9.
Car payment, groceries, mortgage, gasoline. Life is expensive, but we're giving you a shot at $1,000 every hour with inflation compensation. Listen for the keyword at the top of the hour. Sponsored by Lerner & Rowe Injury Attorneys.
Hey, Arizona, it's your local accident attorney, Kevin Rowe from Lerner & Rowe, where there are no fees until we win your case. Speaking of win, we want to help you bank $1,000 powered by Lerner & Rowe Injury Attorneys. Need a check? Call Lerner & Rowe today, 977-1.
Attention grillers. It's time to replace that old grill in the backyard. Need to step up your game? Your chance to win a new one is right now. Just text PEAKS to 55678. That's PEAKS 55678. And you will be entered to win a customized backyard grill patio set, courtesy of Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light. You can enter once a day. Standard message and data rates apply. That's PEAKS to 55678.
The right price, the right selection. It's all now at Right Toyota in Scottsdale. See what Right Toyota continues to be Arizona's top Toyota dealership, located just on Right Boulevard and online at toyota.com.
Get ready for the nothing but net action of college basketball on AZTV Channel 7. Every Monday and Saturday, we take you courtside for both men's and women's college hoops. AZTV Channel 7. Check out the schedule at aztv.com.
Tickets are on sale for the big game viewing event at Talking Stick Resort. This is the biggest year ever as Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B will host the big game in the Salt River Grand Ballroom. Tickets can be purchased only at Ticketmaster.com. Watch the big game with all your friends on the large TV screens. Take advantage of the food and drink specials. Win cash just for watching the game with their free $25 quarter squares, the free $100 propositions, and the big one, the kickoff progressive jackpot starting at $4,000, all of which will be given out. If that wasn't enough, special guests Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. Tickets are $25 in advance. And
Duke Sports Grill on Miller and McDowell. 12 pool tables and 3 shuffleboard tables.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Coldest draft beer in town.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
3 patios right on the greenbelt. 1 non-smoking. Duke's on Miller and McDowell. More than 60 TVs playing your favorite sports.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Saturdays and Sundays, build your own Bloody Mary bar. Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Where Dukes? Where Dukes? Miller and McDowell. That's it!
This week at Macy's, get great Valentine's Day gifts for all your loves, like sparkling finds from our fine jewelry collections, now 35 to 70% off. And shop specials like 60 to 65% off fine jewelry from Effie, 70% off gold jewelry, and 50 to 70% off lab-grown diamonds. Plus, get 35% off engagement rings from our just-launched brand, Alethea. And bring your gifts home with free curbside pickup or pickup in store today at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Wake up with The Drive. Jody Ayler tomorrow morning, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910 and on our free iHeartRadio app.
Now 602-260-9191. First 3 callers in. Give us the score of the game, and you'll be in for your chance to win the Talking Stick Resort Getaway, which is a 2-night stay, dinner at the Taj, dinner at the Orange Tree, and Spa. Orange Sky, not Orange Tree. Orange Spa, Sky, and the Spa. So 602-260-9191. Callers 1, 2, and 3. Ben will get your information down, and then you're good. What do I have for you on this day? Well, 2016, D-backs acquired Gene Sakura from the Brewers in a deal for pitcher Chase Anderson, Aaron Hill, the second baseman, and a prospect. They also go Tyler Wagner, who also came here in that trade. Gene, a guy that had a lot of success last year with the Philadelphia Phillies, not a bad shortstop second baseman. That was just a one-year deal. He wasn't here long at all.
It's amazing. All the guys that have come and gone just the last, you look back in 2016, it's like you can't keep up with this. At some point, do they have to stick with some kind of a build with your farm team?
It's a swinging door.
It's like at what point? Okay, you're right. Segura had a hell of a year. You know, you think of what he could have did, but he's probably like, I'm glad I'm the hell out of Arizona.
2015, the Phoenix Open was getting going here, and it continued without Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson. It was a big shot for Woods, who bogeys on the last hole for an 82, his worst score in 2 decades as a pro. Phil didn't do well either. He shot a 76, and he ended up missing the cut by 2 shots. That was the 2015 Phoenix Open, as that'll be underway starting next week. The Super Bowl in 2000 in Georgia, in the Georgia Dome. If you remember, Atlanta got hit with all that ice and that bad weather. I was at that Super Bowl, and that's where the Rams beat the Titans. Kurt Warner was the MVP as the Rams won 23-16.
Stopped the Titans at the 1-yard line.
Yeah,
last play of the game. Yep.
29 years ago, 1994, the Cowboys beat the Bills 30-13 to win Super Bowl 28, and that was the one where Emmitt Smith was the MVP. And if you remember, you found out that he lost his helmet in that game. Someone stole his helmet after the game. It was finally returned a couple weeks later by an anonymous phone call.
And I forget what game was where Thurman Thomas had a hard time finding his helmet at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
So there was a helmet gate going on there that game.
And then in '96, future basketball Hall of Famer Magic Johnson came out of retirement. He was out for 5 years, and he came back, and they finished with 19 points, 10 assists, and 8 rebounds as the Lakers finished off the Golden State Warriors. How about that?
That was last hurrah, if you will. You know, you think of, I think of Magic, if they'd had a lot of the medicines they have now from that, he's a precursor to being, you know, thank God he's alive at this point in time. He might have played another 5, 6, 7 years. Who knows? I mean, you know, going out on top wasn't a bad thing, but now it's to his decision.
The Hershey Bears hockey team have broken another world record, as traditionally fans bring thousands of bears and other stuffed animals, and they throw them on the ice in their arena there after the Bears get their first goal of the night. Well, the team didn't score against the Bridgeport Islanders yesterday, but the fans went ahead and began throwing these toys, creating the 67,300 bears were thrown onto the ice. That was nearly 15,000 more than last year. And all these toys are picked up, and they're donated to local charities there in Central Phoenix.
That's
Central Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's a great promotion that they really have done for several years, and it's been fantastic. Do you know what the Hershey Arena though is most famous for? In Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Wilt Chamberlain's 100.
That is correct, Rock. Wilt Chamberlain scored his 100
dropped
points.
that on you, didn't
3
it?
minutes.
Yeah, that was impressive. I was stunned. I was stunned that you got that.
Rock pays attention. He dropped that knowledge on you right there.
I
Jimmy.
liked it. He dropped it.
Oh, Wilt Chamberlain. I was just saying maybe that's where Slapshot might have been filmed or something like that. By the way, that was on the other night.
Yeah,
Paul Newman and
great movie.
It's hard not to stop and watch it.
I did.
From the New York Post today, Cliff Kingsbury's girlfriend, Veronica Bielik, I think it's sent some updates from Thailand.
Oh, did she really?
So
photos or just updates?
Photos, bikinis, videos
Yeah.
on her Instagram, and because we all know. Cliff's got that one-way ticket there, and and if you see these pictures, you can understand why.
Yes.
No reason to come home.
Wow.
You're right. Yeah, I guess she said that they're fishing, and he's not in any of the pictures though. He's not in any of them.
Just her.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Just her, but she's that model. So
We don't want to see his mug, obviously. We'd rather see her and give us the update. And
I wouldn't mind seeing him just to say, okay, he is there with her.
Oh. We're going down the conspiracy theory road there.
They haven't showed any.
He said he was going there. If she's there, he's got to be there, right?
He's not in any pictures with her.
He took the photos.
Well,
he might have a future in photography. Who knows?
Open up his own photography shop.
Was that a hit there, Jax? Yeah. That across the boat with the bow there.
Some police blotter for you over the weekend. Stetson Bennett, the quarterback for Georgia, his back-to-back national title, got himself arrested for drinking a little too much, public intoxication, as police were called to an area at about 6 a.m. Reports of a man banging on doors, and when they got there he was, and determined that he was, a little drunk there. So they detained him, and then he got out about 4 or 5 hours later.
1 minute.
I saw the video of that, and when they confronted him, he did what Baker Mayfield did. He started to run. They immediately tackled him and smashed him to the ground.
I'm surprised you just give him. Well, I'm Stetson, and remember I won the national title back-to-back years, and you sure want to do this? Could you imagine?
He should have played that card. He should have.
Hey, we're going to get into this quite a bit over the course of this week as Phoenix expects a $600 million windfall
30.
from the Super Bowl. And coming up next, we're going to catch up with the Senior Director of Events for the National Football League. We'll also have Craig Fooey with us as we continue on from the CAZ Sports Bar. It's Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. You hear a lot of attorneys talking about a lot of things, but the thing you hardly ever hear is them talk about their results. Why? Because they don't have any?
Yeah.
They have some. But I don't know of any other law firm that has recovered billions of dollars for their injured clients and that is recovering millions of dollars every week in Arizona. What other law firm can say that? Experience and results matter. Hurt in a wreck? Call Lerner and Rowe today.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. It's the perfect time of year to take your next adventure off-road in a powerful Chevy Silverado. Round up the whole gang for some family fun in a Chevy Equinox. Hey kids, let's go. Or take your night on the town by storm in a stylish Chevy Blazer. Make more memories and take on the road ahead. Wherever it leads you, find new experiences, find new roads. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
On the free iHeartRadio app, you never pay to hear what you love, and you never wait to hear what you want. Save your money, save your time, and listen anywhere. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio. Did you know Nissan EVs have traveled 8 billion miles? Just a quick trip to Pluto and back. And what did we learn along the way? Well, that an EV can take on the world, like the Nissan Leaf. It can move racing forward and take your breath away, like the all-new Nissan Ariya. We learned to make EVs that electrify. 8 billion miles driven by Leaf owners globally since 2010. Ariya not yet available for purchase. Expected availability late fall, subject to change.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver," unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA.
Broadcasting from the Superbook.com studio.
Yeah, she still hasn't called in quite yet.
This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910.
The Cardinals added 2 more names to their list of head coaching candidates after requesting interviews with Bengals defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo and offensive coordinator Brian Callahan. The Athletic reporting the Suns gave the Milwaukee Bucks permission to speak with forward Jay Crowder, who's seeking a move from the team, and the two met over the weekend. Suns guard Devin Booker could return to game action this week. He's scheduled for a reevaluation of his strained left groin on Wednesday. U of A moved up 1 to 7th in the latest USA Today men's basketball coaches poll after claiming victory against the Washington Schools last week. I'm Frank Arity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. That's credit. Enter it now at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Monday, look for mostly cloudy skies, temperatures right around 59 degrees. And then for tonight, a pretty good chance of rain showers. Right now, the National Weather Service giving us about a 50% chance of those showers, with those temperatures dipping down into those upper 40s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. You might not have the biggest garage on the
10
block,
seconds.
but with eBay Motors, there's 122 million parts right at your fingertips, whatever you need. There's something that fits your vehicle. Air filters, tires, seat covers, and more. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Guys are hot.
Fox Sports 910.
Hope you're having a great Monday. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B and Jack's out here at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. We got Ben back at the iHeartRadio studios, holding down the fort. Craig Bowie will join us in about 30 minutes. Hoping to catch up with the Senior Director of Events, Special Events for the National Football League here in just a few minutes. Make plans now to join us. 2 places you could join us at. You can either here in the showroom, and that'll be hosted by Jax and Bauer and Gross. Doors will open at 2 o'clock. Jackpot will start at $4,000. They'll be doing $100 props. They'll be doing $25 squares. All of it's free. No cover charge. Just it's first come, first serve to get in there. Typically, years past, we'd have a line at about 10 o'clock for a 2 o'clock opening. So just be ready if you are going to come here. If that is full, there will be, of course, the CAZ Sports Bar that you can go to as well. Or you can join myself and the guys, Jimmy B and Manuch and Barney, at Talking Stick Resort.
Don't downplay Barney because he's. I
did downplay him. How'd you say? It's a long day.
We got Barney.
It's a long day with Barney. It just is. I mean, I love him, but it's a long day.
That's a very friendly side there, Jimmy.
So, by the way, tickets are $25 in advance, $35 at the door. We are doing a lot of really cool stuff, including a Q&A with Bo Jackson. He will be joining with us at about 2:30-ish. We open our doors at 2. Then after that, we'll have Doug Flutie with us. So we'll go we'll go two incredible athletes that'll join us that I can't wait. I'm finding out some interesting stuff about Bo Jackson, that he's into archery now. That's a big sport of his. So we'll look forward to talking to him about things like that, what he's doing. And same with Doug Flutie, other than testosterone and all that stuff we see with him with the big hurt on TV. I'm sure he's doing some other stuff too, but that'll be a lot of fun. And same thing as we're doing at the showroom down here. Only difference is there a cover charge, Flutie, Bo Jackson, and then just a really cool food and beverage atmosphere with tailgate stuff, where
Mickey Ewell,
different stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Ticketmaster.com. But it all gets going this week. Next week, it's going to be a lot of fun here. We all know who's been living here for a long time. And joining us now here is
Nikki Ewell.
Nikki Ewell joins us now here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910. Nikki, Roc, Jimmy, Manuch, how are you today? What's going on?
Hi, how are you? I just came downstairs from the upstairs of the convention center. We just laid our field turf, so we're excited to be here.
So is this the first event? Would it be the Super Bowl opening night, or is it more of the weekend and everything else that's going on down there?
No, the first event that we actually open is Super Bowl Experience presented by Lowe's at the Phoenix Convention Center in the North Building. So we're open Saturday and Sunday, the 4th and the 5th, and then opening night at Footprint Center on Monday night. That's the first appearance of the two participating teams in the market in Arizona prior to them appearing on the field at State Farm Stadium. So this is the only chance on Monday night, the only chance to see the two participating teams in full prior to game day.
So is this, would you say, kind of like a media day opportunity? Is it similar?
Opening night, yes, absolutely it is. We used to have media day back in the day on a Tuesday afternoon at the stadium. We changed that a number of years ago. So yes, opening night presented by Fast Twitch is an event at Footprint Center where the Suns play, of course. The doors open at 4 o'clock today. Tickets are $20 at Ticketmaster, and includes all convenience fees and venue fees. So when you check out, you're just going to see that $20 ticket. And that's for you to see the two participating teams. They do media availability. They're all the 10 top players are seated at a podium with head coach. The Eagles are going to go first as the NFC. They're the home team this year for Super Bowl 57. So they'll take the stage at about 6 o'clock. We have a joint team moment between the captains and the quarterbacks, the head coaches. That takes place about 7:15, and then 8 o'clock, the Chiefs will take the stage. So really cool opportunity, $20, really accessible. And then the weekend before that, this coming weekend, we, of course, have the Super Bowl Experience at the Convention Center. That's the football theme park.
And would you recommend, and I've been fortunate enough to do about 6 Super Bowls with NFL properties and Brenner Zweikel, the guys you know, I've been working with them for many, many years.
Yeah.
It's really, I think it's important to let people know, especially locally, the first weekend is the weekend to go out to the NFL Experience. Wouldn't you agree? Because before all the big crowds come in, this is really an opportunity for the locals to take it all in.
You must be taking my talking point.
No, I just have done it a long time.
We're trying to, I need to pay my mortgage. You better stop speaking on my talking point. But yes, it is for the locals, and it's $20 tickets. Kids are free. Kids 12 and under are free every day that we're open. But yeah, this is the weekend to come before, the big Chiefs and Eagles and fans of the NFL and the Super Bowl converge on the Valley. So $20 tickets, shorter lines. We're pre-sale. We are on pre-sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Again, all the venue fees and convenience fees are wrapped up into that $20 ticket price. So that's great. And you can purchase the ticket on SuperBowl.com or in the NFL One Pass app or on Ticketmaster. So yes, we definitely want everybody in the Valley come on down this weekend. We have amazing player appearances. We're filling them out now.
In the past, I'm sorry, going back to my past. It's been a while since I've done it. It was in the late 90s, and I know a lot of things have changed. But is that
when they have leather helmets?
Oh, wow!
There's a shot.
I've been doing this a long time.
I like her already.
Well, when it comes to, I think people need to realize that the money that goes to this, it comes right back to the community, right? Is it still yes? What is it benefit now?
Yeah, we don't have we used to have the youth education towns. We didn't have those back in the day, but yeah, we're certainly not sparing any expense when it comes to the Super Bowl Experience. I mean, this is there is a ticket price that just helps control the crowds a little bit better, but it's a really accessible price point. $20, cheaper than a movie ticket with your family. And again, those kids are 12 and under are free every single day. So yeah, there's a huge economic impact. I mean, even if you come into the convention center, we're building out the media center here. We're building out NFL Honors, which are 2 private events. And we're also building out the Super Bowl experience, and it's all local labor. It's so much economic impact when we come to town. So certainly giving back to the community certainly will be a legacy to Super Bowl 57 here in the Valley, yes.
So can you get us a really good spot? We're there all week, for media week. We're local. We're Fox. Is there a way that, you could get us right in the front next to all the national guys? Because us local guys, we've been doing this for 20 years.
I don't know that you passed the background check for the credential, but we'll see what we can do.
Rock, she knows you all too well, man.
I'm a little nervous about why Nikki knows so much. I'm Googling her, LinkedIn. I say hi to her on LinkedIn, and I'm like, I don't know if I should.
Nikki, you could be on the show anytime you want.
Nikki, I'm just curious. Do you ever sleep the last 2 months, and how long till you start preparing for the following Super Bowl? Did you start like the day after to get all this done? I'm just amazed all the stuff you got going on leading up to the Super Bowl.
We do. We work on these. We work on these multiple at the same time. So we have Vegas for 58. We have New Orleans for 59. So yeah, we work on these multiple at a time, years in advance. And then as soon as we wrap up here, we head to Combine for the Combine in Indianapolis. So not much rest for the weary, but it's great. We're excited to be here, excited to showcase this crown jewel to our fans, and we're excited to open our doors on the 4th.
Nikki, I'm very impressed with the way you shot down everybody on this show. Highly impressed with that. And I said before, you're welcome anytime. Yes, you're welcome anytime. But I'm curious.
That's New Yorker.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. But Nikki, I know it's not just you. So how big is your staff, and how do you hire that staff then to help you?
So we have actually, and the Pro Bowl is this weekend in Vegas. Mm-hmm. So from the NFL events team, there's really not that many of us. We have a huge family of vendors that help us put this together. We would never be able to do it without them. So we have an amazing production company out of LA that comes in and helps us build out. But we have a huge team already in Vegas to prepare for the Pro Bowl
3 minutes
showdown, to prepare for the flag football game at Allegiant Stadium on Sunday. So don't forget about the Pro Bowl. That's happening this weekend too. So we want everybody to tune in. If you happen to be going to Vegas, buy a ticket, go to Allegiant Stadium. So, and then that team hits the ground running on Monday. And then we head over to Footprint Center to produce opening night. And then continuing to build out everything at the stadium. We have a tremendous build out at State Farm Stadium and the great lawn and all the compounds. And we have a huge group that's out there. I'm starting on January 1st. So it is a huge family. We're so grateful for everybody. We could never do it without this village of people that build this thing. It is a monster, and we cannot wait to show it off starting Saturday and then Monday for opening night presented by Fast Twitch. And then, of course, the events leading up to game day and the big countdown for the 12th. So we couldn't be more excited to welcome fans from the Eagles and Chiefs Kingdom, and we're excited.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Nikki Yule joining us, Senior Director of Events for the National Football League. Super Bowl opening night presented by
2 minutes.
Twitch. As she mentioned, you can go to superbowl.com/open night. Tickets are at Ticketmaster as well. Would you recommend just superbowl.com to really get a handle on everything?
Actually, NFL One Pass is really the one-stop shop, especially when you're talking about what fans love at the Super Bowl experience is really seeing our players with their helmets off, and really something that we love to showcase, of course. So, your hometown Cardinals will be there starting this weekend, of course. So really, One Pass is really the call to action, just because that has all the information on parking and entry procedures and the schedule and the attractions and the waiver that you have to sign in order to run the 40-yard dash. You would probably take a couple of minutes to run it, but most people run it in about 5 or 6 seconds. So,
Nikki, I wasn't born that far down, down where you're from, New York. I was Philly. I'm from Philly, so I can hold my own.
Nikki, I love.
By the way, as a New Yorker, thank you. Thank you for the Empire State Building yesterday in green. That was great.
I saw that.
Appreciate that.
somebody infiltrated that switch, but yeah, you can hold your own. You probably can hold your own cold Bud Light too. But we're just excited to be down here. But yeah, SuperBowl.com has a ton of information. One Pass has a ton of information, and really, this is your Super Bowl, Arizona. It doesn't. If you don't have a ticket to the Super Bowl Sunday, most people don't, and it's a very obviously to get that ticket is such a bucket list thing. But there's so many things that we can offer you when it comes to opening night and Super Bowl experience here at the Convention Center. But then also, Hance Park opens on the 9th as well. That's a free outdoor music festival that's happening, and that opens on the 9th. So a lot of stuff happening downtown Phoenix that we're excited about.
Download the Super Bowl One Pass app. That's what you need. Hey, Nikki, thank you so much. We'll see you next week at Radio Row.
Thank you, Nikki.
We'll see you down there.
You guys, think you will join us.
Bye.
Senior Director of Events for the National Football League.
You want some iodine for those wounds that she just unloaded on you, man?
I gotta make a call.
Ice for those black and blue marks.
We gotta talk to the publicist.
Wow.
I mean, we're not supposed to bring people on to get beat up. I mean, it's like, jeez.
I love the New York and the Philly dynamic there, Ron.
That was awesome.
Bring it. Well, the thing is like, I did what she did, but not that same level.
Yeah.
Right.
I handle the PR for the NFL experience, opening day, all that stuff for many years. That's what my job was.
Right. Sure.
And so I kind of know the drill, even though there's obviously been a lot of changes since I did it.
Right.
But they're like, to your point, there's so much work that goes in, and there's so much planning, years and years, and everybody that's having next year's Super Bowl and two down there, they'll be here all week just taking notes, right?
Yes.
Just to see
I
how
need
it
to
all
take a
goes
nap
down.
after listening to her, man. She wore us out, man.
She
She
was
wore
good.
walk out. She wore.
I wish it was television because we kept stepping on her. I felt bad, but again, as she said, sounds like the One Pass. That's all you need. So download that today, the Super Bowl One Pass app. And opening night sounds like a lot of fun where anybody could go, and that's typically the media day, right? So now it's called Super Bowl Opening Night, presented by Fast Twitch. So good stuff. We'll continue. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Join me.
Hey, Rock, hang back. Let's cut a new promo.
23rd annual Celebrity Sweat Flag.
A bit of tease.
RG3 and Tracy McGrady. It all happens at Grand Canyon.
Just a new tease for the interview. You're going to be teasing Frank Sanders.
Celeb Flag.
Give me 1 second. Go for it. Thanks, man.
And the big one, the kickoff progressive jackpot starting at $4,000, all of which will be given out. If that wasn't enough, special guests Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. Tickets are $25 in advance and $35 at the door. Space is limited. Get your tickets now.
Sounds good. Hey, are we playing a bunch of highlights here? Because I'm coming back with the Toyota Sounder. Not Toyota, the Chevy Sounder.
Resort. $25 tickets in advance, $35 at the door. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Okay, because there's not really anything, there's not much here. I thought maybe someone would throw some there, but I mean, I'm flexible. I just wanted to know if you wanted me to come back with it.
Facilities maintenance and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
Ever wonder what your dog does all day?
I wonder what that sock tastes like. God, I hate cats. Wow, look at that. I can lick my... Hey, man's best friend needs a good time, too. Duke's on Miller and McDowell is located right on the Greenbelt, has 3 huge patios, and is extremely dog-friendly. Grab a burger and an ice cold beer, a bowl of water, and enjoy all that Scottsdale's favorite sports bar has to offer.
Where? Dukes! Where? Dukes! Miller and McDowell! Scottsdale!
Progressive presents Adjusting to the Suburbs.
I never thought I'd care about gardening until I bought a house in the suburbs. But now I find myself in conversations about liquid fertilizer, and I wonder, am I the fertilizer guy now? No way. Everyone knows the ratio between phosphorus and nitrogen, right? Yeah, I'm still totally cool.
Anyway, when you save with Progressive by bundling your home and auto, that's the easy part of adjusting to the suburbs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers.
Meant for mornings, The Drive with Jody Ayler. Listen tomorrow, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910. Time for the Valley Chevy dealers' top plays of the week.
Dancing and looking and directing traffic, and look at the length of this play. Murray to the 10, to the 5, and he's going to convert it. That's unbelievable.
Find new roads at your
10 seconds. You guys are hot.
Set up a test drive by heading to valleychevy.com. Now today's top plays on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
All right, some of the top Valley Chevy sounds from yesterday. Ben, let's get to the key moments of the first game. The one-handed catch by Smith, which, of course, as we all saw, should not have happened. But here's how it all went down, courtesy of Fox.
Many 3. Hurts runs out of the pocket, looking, throwing deep. Devontae Smith, one-hander. Is he in? He's got it.
By far, one of the best catches I've ever seen.
Sure, the best.
I knew you'd say
that was one of the best incomplete passes in history in the annals of conference championship games.
But we'll never. No,
it's a catch.
It's a catch.
It's a catch.
What's the old axiom in sports? If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Well, he cheated, Jimmy. I was
nothing to do with cheating.
Jimmy, nothing with cheating. He just dropped it. I mean, it just.
But he said, guys, hurry up and huddle. Hurry up, get to the line.
Here's what Fox had to say about it.
Well, a huge catch by Devontae Smith, and it turns out it looks like the Eagles got away with one. Let's bring in Mike Pereira. Mike, looking at all these different angles, what do you think?
Well, he's clearly going to the ground, Kevin. Ball hits the ground. He's got to maintain control, but you see him lose control there. Had that been challenged, it would have been overturned to an incomplete pass.
Shanahan's been in the league long enough.
Absolutely right. And to Smith to get up there real quick and go, okay, he's pounding both fists, go, hey, let's go. If I'm Shanahan, I'm going, that's pretty guilty action over there. I'm throwing a red flag. I mean, how do you not call that? I mean, it's a huge play. If it goes incomplete, maybe you hold them a field goal or maybe they score, but at least they scored the very next play. Because I think the defense was a little discombobulated because they knew it was incomplete. They're like, Coach, what's up?
Just some misses there. And then you have the 10th penalty for punching the ball. Here, listen to this. How dumb was this?
3rd and long, Gainwell for a little seam, and runs up in the middle into a brick wall. Javon Kinlaw was there first. And some tensions flaring. No penalty flags that I see. And now, a very late flag.
Yeah, I'd be curious what they were calling here. You're going to see Dre Greenlaw. What made them mad was Dre Greenlaw was taking full-on Rocky Balboa right hooks to the ball. I don't know if maybe somebody else came in. Take a look. The left hooks, right? He's punching at that ball.
He tripped foul. Unnecessary roughness defense. Number 57. After this is the goal. Automatic. First down.
Well, how crazy was that? You're watching it and you're saying, what's going on here?
They do that all the time, Rock. Guys are punching the ball.
Not like that.
But he was punching the ball. It wasn't punching the individual. That was all leather, okay? So that's technically, that's legal. Now, he might have been a little overzealous.
There you go.
Now, I think what happens, they're blowing the whistle. He kept on.
Yeah.
And when he kept on, they went, okay, we get it. Enough's enough.
Next.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Offense, number 71. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense, number 42. Both players will be disqualified from the game.
Okay.
Believe that.
Trent Williams grabbed him and ragdolled him down to the ground. At that point, Trent Williams was like, we're losing. We're getting our butts kicked. I'm out of here. Exactly. And they both went off because they were both going at it. But Trent Williams is a big dude. I mean, that might have been the WWE wrestling throwdown of the week.
I'm with you on that. And it's interesting because they went and acquired him. Remember when they got him from Washington?
Jimmy,
and it was one of those things where you just have a situation where he was an ultimate star, and Washington didn't want to pay the star and let him go in a trade. As we continue our Chevy sounds of the weekend, and we'll turn our attention to Cincinnati and Kansas City, and here was the unnecessary roughness. Yeah, I'm saying that right. Unnecessary roughness at the end of the game, which sparked 15 yards and a kick to win.
Time, take the shot down. Here's Mahomes rolling out on 3rd and 4. He's going to go for he's got the marker. He's finally out of bounds to stop him. And Osai was hurt as he hit the bench. And a flag's coming in to put him 15 yards closer.
Oh my gosh, the only time he had to use the legs fully, he turned on and he put it on himself, and that's going to put them in position to get
personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 58.
15 yards from the end of the play. He's going to take this all the way into an inside of about 40-yard field goal attempt.
Want to get away? You want to get away?
I mean, poor kid, 22 years old, only been in the league for 2 years. He's
having a hell of a game, guys.
He was sitting on the bench, and you could just see his whole body just shaking because he's crying so hard.
We'll go, okay, there's gaps. You'll see the number 58, and unfortunately, you'll think of Osai, that gap at the end of the game, it didn't cost him the game, don't get me wrong there, but it cost them the opportunity to stop him. If they stop him there, maybe they force a 4th down or something like that.
Yeah, but
they get the field goal.
But he got to a first down.
He did, but they still had a long ways. It was probably 15 yards.
But they still got a first down.
Got a first down.
He could have, and then who knows what.
But there's only
8
seconds, no timeouts.
It was
60-yard.
It would have been
overtime
in 15-degree weather. I thought for sure it's going to overtime as he's running out of bounds and get the first down. And when he did that, I went, "That's a game." That's a game because that flag came out immediately.
And then leading up to this game, all the trash talking by Cincinnati fans, even the mayor. You saw the proclamation. Here's Travis Kelce, who had a message for the mayor after the game.
I appreciate you. How about this beautiful trophy?
3 minutes.
Hey, I got some wise words for that Cincinnati mayor. Know your role and shut your mouth, you jabroni. You gotta fight for your right to party!
I love it. The Kelce brothers are awesome.
They
Our
are.
podcast is awesome. And here he is. It continues about Burrowhead.
So thank God, man. Burrowhead my ass! Woo! It's Mahomes' house! Hey.
My hometown. I love that.
I like it. There's a Burrowhead my
2
ass
minutes.
T-shirt waiting to happen, and with my hometown right there with that. I mean, to think that quickly off the schneid like that, and don't think that bulletin board material doesn't exist in the National Football League.
It was full.
Yeah, it was full.
So
Especially
Chiefs,
the mayor.
Super Bowl for the 3rd time in 4 seasons. How about that?
You gotta love it. Andy Reid, again, just the genius it is. Hell, Rocky, if you'd have stayed in Philadelphia, this might have been your 8th Super Bowl appearance. If they'd allowed him to stay there in Philadelphia, the talent they've had there over the years.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Oh, you're all right.
I love Reid. I mean, the same thing when Dick Vermeil was let go. It felt the same way. I mean, he took the Eagles to the Super Bowl and won it. I mean, it's just part of sports.
Look at it. Look at you've had 3 different coaches. The different coaches you've had go to the Super Bowl. You had Doug Peterson win it. Now you have a chance for Sirianni to win it.
I like Sirianni. He's perfect for that.
Just goes to show your owner, Laurie, he's dialed in.
I mean, you should hear, I listen to a lot of sports talk there, and Sirianni does commercials for a car dealership, and it's just like one of those that's on Van Buren down here.
Yeah.
One of those little ones, not like a big one like Toyota or Chevy or whomever, but it's like this, whatever it's called, Johnny's Cars, and there he is. And where's the Philly gear? Phillies, Flyers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just he's perfect for that city.
It's the culture there.
Yeah, and he
between players and coaches, it's huge in the National Football League.
It's something that a lot of the Cardinals had an ounce of it.
Oh, absolutely. Ownership-wise,
Jeff Lurie has just done a great job. He's out in the public. People like him. Some people don't like the guy here. I mean,
I think the way that
I think Michael Bidwell could be that guy if he could spend some money, which he is, get the right coaches in here, get on a little run, be seen.
Yeah,
go to a Suns game and sit on the court. Take your lady, or whoever, and just be seen and be that guy and do more stuff. And
you see Zach Taylor go to bars and hand out game
balls. Yeah, I mean, I would love to see that. I think Arizona needs it bad.
He's not a man of the people, is what you're saying.
Not even close.
No. You look at. I mean,
everybody knocks him.
And I think
no one knows him. I mean, you think about it, the guy's probably a pretty cool dude. He's got his own airplane. He's got an NFL team.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get out there, dude.
And what they say, Lurie stays out of the way, lets his general manager do his thing. He's involved, but not like that. You can't micromanage your general manager and coaches, and that's why they had success with different head coaches and organizations with that particular organization.
Hey, our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day. Who will be more of a major factor for a win in the Super Bowl? Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Nick Sirianni, or Jalen Hurts? So it's either the two quarterbacks or the two head coaches. You can vote right now on our Twitter page at Roc and Manuch. It's always brought to you by State 48 and state48roofing.com. So check that out. Philly is going to be joining us here next. We'll factor Philly with him. And then another chance for you to get in with your scores for our Talking Stick Resort Big Game Challenge. It's all coming up as we continue on from the CAZ Sports Bar. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Behold, here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
NFL Network reporting the Cardinals plan to interview Bengals defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo on Wednesday and offensive coordinator Brian Callahan on Thursday for their head coaching job. Giants offensive coordinator Mike Kafka is on the Cards interview scheduled for tomorrow. The Suns gave the Bucks permission to speak with Jay Crowder, who's seeking a move from the team. Devin Booker could be back in game action this week. He's scheduled to have that strained left groin reevaluated on Wednesday. Arizona moved up a spot to number 7 in the latest USA Today men's basketball coaches poll after wins against the Washington schools last week. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Remember those bullies in high school? Of course you do. That's the way the insurance companies treat injured victims after a car wreck. It's unbelievable. And those tough-talking lawyers that stay out of court, they'll never get you the money you really deserve. At Lerner & Rowe, we fight the bullies and take them to court. That's why we recovered over $200 million for our clients last year alone. In a wreck, need a check? Call Lerner & Rowe. We're your 24/7 injury attorneys.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Bo knows where to watch the big game. Talking Stick Resort. Join Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B as they host the big game viewing party with special guests Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. Get your tickets now, just $25 at Ticketmaster.com. It's the big game viewing party at Talking Stick Resort.
Jenny!
Hey, Jenny!
Jenny, come on in! Steve!
Hey, Steve!
Steve, how you doing?
Meg!
Meg, nice to see you! Hey, Meg!
Arena Sports Grill. Come on out for the sports, off-track betting, incredible food, and friendly faces. The best daily specials in Scottsdale. Arena Sports Grill, 62nd Street in Bell. We know you.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together Patrick roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
What's all the huss about?
What's all the huss about?
Jeff and Leah Huss on Scottsdale Blonde.
Scottsdale Blonde is a local favorite in all of your watering holes. It's an Arizona staple.
It is a beer that is perfect for the Arizona weather.
You can drink it anywhere.
You can find Scottsdale Blonde at your local grocery store, retailers, and your favorite local beer shop. And as always, at findhousebeer.com.
Scottsdale Blonde. # bring the blonde because It's an Arizona thing. That's what the Huss is about.
Tune in Saturday morning from 9 to 11 for Backspin, the golf show presented by Ping. Play your best. The Backspin boys take you inside the ropes every week with guests and great debates on the Backspin, the golf show on Fox Sports 910.
Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
It's time for Fact or Phooey with ABC 15 Sports Director Craig Phooey. Phooey joins the guys each Monday to break down the top
5 seconds.
stories of the weekend.
You guys are hot.
And as a reminder, Manuch writes the questions. Now here's ABC 15's Craig Phooey.
What's up, Phooey? How are you today? There's that funky white boy.
And is that Rock? What?
Amazing.
Wait a second.
Awesome.
No, I haven't missed a Monday in like 4 months, and you're here every Monday. So don't give me this I'm not here stuff. I haven't missed a Monday in a long time.
Yeah,
wow, Phooey.
Hey, Phooey, easy on. Rock just got taken to the woodshed by the director of NFL events.
Yeah, directors. Yeah, senior director.
What? Nikki Ewell just took him deep.
Lit him up.
Lit him up, man.
Yeah.
A New Yorker.
Rock is like the biggest Eagles fan I know.
Yep, and I'm going to have to work on that Sunday, but that's all right. That's all right. I'll take one for the team.
You working? Are you working?
Yeah, we're hosting a big game
that's
party.
right.
Yeah, when we have 2 guys that I got to be there for. Bo
You
Jackson.
should sneak out the back door and get down to the game.
Yeah, I know I should do that, but Bo Jackson's going to be there. Doug Flutie's going to be there. It's just kind of a big deal. I mean,
it is a big deal.
Right, so
it's a big deal. Sounds like a lot of fun.
So where will your press pass be for the Super Bowl? Are you got all the way up in the 400 level? Where are they putting you guys?
Yeah, I'm in they call it the overflow media section, right? So
the locker room, right? It's the locker room?
Yes. We're up. We'll be up in the stadium, but it'll be clear up, like Rock said. We'll be up in the upper end zone.
Been there.
So it'll listen. It's fun to be there. I've enjoyed it. I've been in that area before, so we'll be there again.
All right, Factor Phooey with ABC 15 Sports Director Craig Phooey. All right, Manuch wrote him.
Right.
There is no doubt that Super Bowl 57 truly has the best 2 teams in the NFL playing each other. Factor Phooey.
Are they both not the #1 seeds from their respective conferences?
Yes.
The Eagles #1 in the NFC, the Chiefs #1 in the AFC. Is that not true?
Just in case there's any doubt.
Defense versus the #1
Now,
offense.
did you get this? Did you come up with this? Kept rolling out of bed this morning, or what?
No, I'm a little disappointed that Brock got hurt in that game yesterday against Philadelphia. I'm just kind of
we all are.
Yeah, I felt San Francisco had a shot, could have beaten them. I felt that they were the best, but Philadelphia, that Hassan Reddick guy got in the way of the plans. That's all.
Well, listen, we all are. That's the bummer with Brock is he got hurt in the first quarter on the first series, and that happens. And then they go to Josh Johnson, and then they're looking at Christian McCaffrey, and then they called me.
Yeah. Wait a second, they called me first before they called you. Just so you know that.
Okay, there you go. There you go. All right.
We'll take that as a fact. Just a little warm up there. All right, Coach. Patrick Mahomes playing on a bad ankle proved in yesterday's Chiefs win that he is the MVP of the league. Fact or Phooey?
Well, I like him anyway. I don't care if he played on a high ankle sprain. It reminded me of Budda Baker, right? It's like, how many guys in the league play on a high ankle sprain? In fact, isn't their running back, hasn't he been out since like week 11 with a high ankle sprain?
Yes.
Right? Missed the rest of the season. And here's Patrick Mahomes. A week later, he's playing. Unbelievable. But I think he's the best quarterback in the league anyway. So my vote's in for Pat Mahomes.
All right, then. I'll continue. Next question. The Chiefs must get all of their injured and questionable players back for the Super Bowl game if they have any chance to beat the Eagles. Fact or Phooey?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to say fact because this Eagles team is really, really good. I mean, not that the Chiefs are. I got my best man at my wedding coaching for the Chiefs, so I'm kind of that Chiefs guy because of him. But the Eagles team is really good.
I love you, Phooey. You're the #1 sportscaster in this city. No question.
I'm telling you. I'll tell you. Listen, Ken was coaching for the Eagles when they won the Super Bowl in 2018. So, it's like he's pretty lucky guy now. He's over at the Chiefs with Andy Reid going against the old team. It'll be fun.
Should be. Question number 3.
Number 4. That'd be 4, yeah.
4.
Sons of Mikal Bridges scoring 20-plus points for the 8th time in 11 games with a win over San Antonio has finally proven that he can be a top scorer in the NBA. Fact or Fooey?
Well, yeah. I mean, listen, Mikal Bridges has got better every year of his NBA career, right? I mean, the guy is still young. We forget that he's not exactly, a savvy veteran quite yet. I mean, even though he's been around for a while, but this guy has just gotten better and better and better each year. He played well at Villanova, obviously, with a couple of national championships, and now ever since he was drafted here in Phoenix, he's just gotten better and better and better. So last year, all defensive first team. This guy has gotten better, and he can score. And he just needs to be more consistent. We've talked about that with Mikal now for a 3 years. But since he arrived, my goodness, this guy's gotten better.
All right, Coach, second to last question, because the Cardinals will sit tight and try to figure out how to hire Sean Payton. And if it all unravels, Brian Flores will be plan B to hire as your next head coach for the Arizona Cardinals. Fact or Fooey?
Boy, that's like 3 questions in one there.
There you go.
Let me attack this. I'm going to say Fooey on that because I don't think Brian Flores will be the next head coach of the Cardinals. But I do think, and I've said this all along, I think Sean Payton's they're doing a lot of smoke and mirrors to get Sean Payton in here. And I think that basically they're probably dealing with the Chiefs, Mickey Loomis right now to figure out what the compensation should be for him. And if you think back to when Arians went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, what they give? They gave up, Tampa Bay gave up a 6th and 7th round pick, I think, something like that for Arians. So is Sean Payton a much better coach than Bruce Arians was? I don't know. So maybe they're arguing over the cost of Sean Payton, but I still think Sean Payton's in the mix. I don't think he's out of it, and I don't think Brian Flores will be the next coach of the Cardinals.
All right, then let me follow up with that. What do you think of the reports now that Bidwell is going to interview the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals, Coach?
Yeah, how about that? And Mike Kafka, the offensive coordinator for the Giants. So they got him coming in. So, yeah, isn't that interesting? I mean, but Michael Bidwell told us when that day, he said, I'm going to throw a wide net. It's going to be a wide net. We're going to do all our due diligence and find the best coach out there for us. My thing is, I just don't know if the Cardinals are going to go back to a first-year head coach, right? I think they want somebody with some experience. So I thought Dan Quinn might have been that guy, and then he said, no, I'm going back to Dallas. Maybe Kellen Moore's available now. Maybe he could come in and work with.
No, I just got hired. He just got hired in San Diego.
San Diego hired him.
Yeah.
LA.
It didn't take long, right?
Excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah. LA Chargers
just hired him. Yeah.
As their OC. Yeah.
LA Chargers. No, but it didn't take long, did it?
No,
that's
not at all.
quick.
So
like
Fooey,
LaFleur, right?
Fooey, once again, we are doing the big game challenge where you need to guess the score of the game. But this year we kind of stepped it up. Talking Stick Resort, 2-night stay, dinner for 2 at the Tosh, dinner for 2 at Orange Sky, and a spa. All you got to do, and you're in. You're one of the first to get in there and give us the score. Yeah, today we just started. We're gonna do it for the next 2 weeks. So
wow, I've never been to a spa. Never had a massage. So that must be something special, huh?
There you go.
Wow.
Yes, this is valued over $1,500, big fella.
3 minutes.
And I wouldn't tell anybody if I ever did anyway. So
Yeah.
it's like getting your nails done. Right? So what do you need? You need the team and the score?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to go Eagles 27, Chiefs 25.
Nice.
Wow.
I like it. 25.
You're schmoozing the Rock all afternoon here today, Coach.
Yeah.
Man.
No. Listen. I told you my best friend coaches for the Chiefs, but I just think the Eagles are a really, really good team. I think it's going to be tough to beat them.
And he's right there.
But I think it's a close game.
Yeah,
it's 2 points, right?
2 points.
2 points.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Well, Fooey, good luck to you, man. You're my favorite, buddy.
2 minutes.
Thank you.
Thanks. Go Eagles, fly Eagles. Here we go.
You got it. EAGLES. Eagles. Yes, good stuff. There's Fooey with us. Check them out on ABC 15. Appreciate that. So coming up, we will have our Valley Chevy dealers random fact of the day. And what is the projected economical impact to Arizona now that the Super Bowl is set with these two teams? Coming from Kansas City and Philadelphia as this is continuing to just blow up. So we'll continue on. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Casino, Arizona.
Manuch, hang back.
Hey, sports fans,
Let's cut these promos right now before the top of the hour.
Then join me, Jody Ayler, on Fox Sports 910 for the 23rd annual Celebrity Sweat Flag football game with over 30 stars from...
And you can start whenever you're ready. Yep. Thanks, man.
Twin Peaks locations to watch all the playoff action. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota in North Scottsdale. There are so many dealers to choose from, but there's only one that truly cares about the people here in Arizona. Wright Toyota is family owned. They are not some huge corporation led by a bunch of bean counters that are all just concerned with the bottom line. The family at Wright Toyota invests in the community and local charities. Proceeds from every car sold goes directly back to the people in need. Wright Toyota is even dog friendly. If you just want to shop from home, log on to WrightToyota.com for their full inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles. That's right, the right place, the right selection, the right people. Wright Toyota on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at WrightToyota.com.
Well, you won't go wrong. I wouldn't have gone wrong at Wright Toyota. Well, you won't go wrong. I wouldn't have gone wrong at Wright Toyota. Well, you won't go wrong. I wouldn't have gone wrong.
It's 2023. New year, time to get fit again, doctor's orders. This year, I'm going to guarantee I get back in shape by getting a heating tune-up with AC Doctors. I can worry about the Stairmaster tomorrow. Today, I'm calling AC Doctors to get my AC system as fit as a fiddle and save a ton of money. With the utility increases, it's time for me to follow through on this New Year's resolution. Call AC Doctors today and get your heating tune-up for only $75. Call AC Doctors at 602-767-7435 or visit the ACDoctors.com.
It's the final days to save big store-wide at the Truckload event at Lowe's. Right now, get deals on select major appliances and take home what you buy same day. And save an additional 10% on all in-store clearance appliances. Plus, get savings on even more items across the store, like up to 40% off select bathroom products. Hurry and head to your local Lowe's store or visit Lowe's.com to shop the Truckload event today. Exclusions apply. While supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.
Not too funny, is it, Jackson?
6-28.
The Drive with Jody Ayler.
I'm turning off Jackson's mic.
Tomorrow from 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
Did you know the human head weighs 8 pounds?
Did you know that Troy Aikman in only 6 years has passed for 16,303 yards? Did you know the career record for most hits is 4,256 by Pete Rose, who was not in the Hall of Fame?
Do you know that my next door neighbor has 3 rabbits?
Now time for Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B to give you the random facts of the day.
All right, you guys are hot 5 seconds.
Chevy dealers. Find new roads at your Chevy dealer. For a dealer near you, head to valleychevy.com.
So the last time Super Bowl was here,
I'm listening.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to let you know I was awake.
No, we thought you were going to say yes and have the story that Rock's about to tell.
I'm not going to say that.
Attaboy, Jimmy, you're learning.
I just wanted you to know that I was listening.
Yep. Like
the average.
We know you're here.
The
Jimmy.
average ticket price on the secondary market.
Oh my goodness.
Just hit 10,000.
What?
That's what it was last time. And right now, Eagles and Chiefs fans are paying close to that same price now. The average resale price is hovering over $9,000. Wow. I went on last night and then this morning, and I could see getting a ticket for $5,900 upstairs. But then you click on it and you want to buy it, and there's another $1,400 in fees. So it gets you up there. So that's where it's getting. So I talked to my broker, and he's out of Illinois, out of Chicago, and he's in Miami and Chicago, and this is what he does.
Right.
Super Bowl parties and things like that. He goes, hold out. He goes, if you need tickets, I could get you 2 right now for $14,000. Okay.
Wow.
And he said, he goes, I'd recommend just wait, and then the tickets will start coming down next week, Monday or Tuesday. Because everybody jumps on it right now. They got to get their tickets, make their plans. But if you are going to hold out and you want to spend that kind of money, then you could probably get a ticket for that. Now, the most expensive ticket ever was the Patriots Seahawks, that thriller in 2015. That was probably the highest ticket price because ticket brokers couldn't find inventory, so that made the supply and demand. That happens a lot with the Masters too, where there's been I've been there a few times where the ticket price is about $1,000, but then all of a sudden they find out Tiger's playing or some somebody else. Like the Asian market's what brought those tickets up, at least in golf when I was there. There were a bunch of the young phenoms. I can't remember who they were at the time. They were buying all the tickets because these Asian players were playing.
Now your $14,000, was that for the 2 tickets? So it was $7,000 each, and was that just the get-in price?
Yeah, it was upstairs, 400.
Upstairs, 400 level. Okay.
Wow. My friend, my wife's friend, he just purchased 2 yesterday at $5,800 a piece. He got 2. I saw he's taking his wife, goes, well, he's not married. Lori's like, oh, interesting. I said, well, honey, I'm going to be working, so if you want to go, I'm not paying $6,000 for a ticket. Sorry. But
so when it comes to the economical impact, the Super Bowl, that last time I was here, it attracted about 121,000 visitors to the area, which brought in around $720 million in economic impact to the state. Now, according to Visit Phoenix, which is a nonprofit marketing organization, they're only expecting around $600 million for this year. I'm not surprised. I'm not sure why it's gone down, but that's a substantial difference. $120 million less than it was 7 years ago.
Well, the thing is interesting about that is there's Motel 6s around the stadium that they're charging $1,000 a night for rooms.
Yeah.
So you'd think that with all the rooms being sold out and the gouging that's going on, that they're charging $800, $900, $1,000 for Leave the Light On, Jimmy, for a night, that it would be more than that. You think it'd be much substantially more, unless they're figuring that the Eagles fans from back east or the fans back east won't travel out to Arizona, and coming from the Midwest, Kansas City, that maybe they do some kind of metric from the Midwest and back east getting out of Arizona.
I just think it's funny when I've had a lot of friends call me and just say, "Hey, yeah, can you get me 2 or 4?"
Sure,
I'm like,
no
yeah,
problem.
I go, yeah. I mean, do you want to be like between the 20s or? and I'm baiting them like on text, and then they're getting all excited, like,
Sure.
like, yeah, dude, I've been here 30 years. I got tons of friends. Yeah, I got so many people want to unload their tickets, and then I tell them how much, and then I say it's $8,000 a piece. And they're like,
a piece,
just to screw with them, because that's kind of what they're going for. I mean, anything lower level, you're over $10,000.
Oh, sure.
Oh, I can imagine.
I got to tell you, it's because I've been to so many, and I shouldn't say so many, that sounds terrible, but I've been to 6.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
One as a fan and 5 as an employee. And the one here was the Giants Patriots.
Patriots.
Was it that one?
Right.
The catch, and that was a lot of fun. But I can't remember what we paid. Maybe it was $1,100 at the time or whatever. And I was like on the 40 because I happened to go with a buddy who worked for the Browns. My buddy at the Browns.
Right.
So, I just can't imagine spending that kind of money to go to a game, a Super Bowl.
No way, man.
You don't even, when you're there, it's great. Okay, it's your team, but I mean, I'm the biggest football fan like anybody else. And I do okay. I can afford it, but I would never want to spend that kind of money for 3 hours.
I've covered 13 Super Bowls, always as a media participant on TV. And it's funny because starting back when I started covering those, you could get in for $150.
Yeah.
And,
I'm sure.
and now when you walk around and people are trying to sell tickets, the amount, it's just astronomical what is happening.
Yeah, I remember in 96, the first Super Bowl here in 96, I remember I was in the end zone during the game. That was Cowboys-Steelers. And my buddy was in the front row, or second row maybe. And tickets at that time were about, I want to say $350. which wasn't
I can see
bad.
that. Yeah, bad.
I remember
lower level.
Yeah,
I remember I got my dad and his buddy tickets in Atlanta when I was in Atlanta, which was, we talked about that earlier. He had the last row in upper deck, and I think we paid $700 a piece. I think is what it was. But I do remember when it was in '96, my buddy got in, and he got in for like $100 because he waited till the first quarter to start, and then he got the tickets from a broker, and ended up being like row 2, row 3.
The way I think, if I have to pay $14,000 for 2 tickets, I'm thinking, well, I could pay this off and that off.
It's just
there's just no way.
I can't imagine.
By the way, guys, tomorrow's Speed of the Catch. We'll have David Tyree joining us tomorrow at 3:00.
Great.
Here on
David Tyree tomorrow.
David Tyree tomorrow. He's got an event coming up this weekend.
Yeah,
that coincides.
I think I forwarded it to you, but I think we got Jim McMahon as well. Yeah, that's the funny thing, not funny thing, but that's kind of the cool thing about the Super Bowl being in your backyard for at least for what we do. You know, we're going to be at Radio Row all week, and we'll be just so many different types of guests because they're all selling something.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the thing, you know, we're getting all these emails like everybody is, I'm sure, but, you know, being in the media, you're getting a bunch of these emails about all these events with all these superstars, and every publicist is saying this is the event of the year. I don't know how you could touch what Talking Stick's doing with Shaq and Gronk and the SI part. You can't touch that.
Snoop Dogg.
But there's so much stuff to do. There's not enough time in the day. You can't go to everything. Not to mention, there's this little golf tournament going on with their best field ever.
Yes.
I mean, the guys that are playing in this tournament this year. I think the best. It's going to be the best pro-am ever.
Yeah,
absolutely, best pro-am. Because all the superstars are going to be there.
And with Rory winning the Dubai, over Patrick Reed coming out, it'd be star one out there at the WM Phoenix Open. Is that right, Rock? WM Phoenix Open.
Max Homa just won last weekend too.
Nice. Good.
I mean, and that's and then they're going to be where they're at Pebble Beach this week, and then they'll be here the following week.
Right. It is a lot of fun. Media Row. It's a blast to talk
I've
to
always
these guys.
enjoyed it. Yep.
I mean, you get it up front, and hopefully, Rock, we'll catch up with a guy that was part of our show for 2 years, Trey Wingo. If we can,
we'll get
him in to talk with us as well too.
Yeah, we were talking earlier this hour from with the director of special events, and it all starts this weekend. And I think hey, we don't work for the National Football League, but if you were not going to the game, which is 99.9% of you listening right now are not going, the NFL experience is awesome. And it's $20, and you get to do so much. And if you got kids, boys and girls, it is the coolest thing the NFL does. Is this NFL experience? It's awesome, and I don't know how to explain it. It's Disneyland for the NFL.
It's like an NFL theme park.
Yeah,
I went when I was young. I'm excited to go on Saturday. I'm 23 years old, and I will be.
Are
there.
you really?
Yes.
You're that old?
I will be there.
Well, when the kids were small, Landon and Nether, I stayed in the one.
I don't even think you need to be small.
Well, I loved. Hey, I had as much fun as they could. I mean, football throw. Yeah, let me throw that, or kick tackle, kick field goals, and all that kind of stuff. It was a blast. My kids are like, Dad, can we do that? Do you mind if you've done that for a living, Dad? Let me throw one more time. That little hole right there. Yeah, let me take a shot at that bad boy.
Hurt my shoulder. My shoulder's hurt.
Careful.
Take me to the ER.
Back in the day, no, that wouldn't happen. Now that might happen. Wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Now.
So if you missed that interview, I suggest the biggest thing that came out of the interview was it's recommended to know what's going on, that the NFL is sanctioned, what they are putting on, not these third-party events that we're hearing a lot of, is you download the app. It's called the Super Bowl One Pass app. You download that. That's going to get you everything you need, including all the parties, everything that's going on that the NFL is associated with. But it sounds like the Super Bowl opening night, which is next Monday or next Tuesday? Next Monday, the 6th at Footprint, should be a lot of fun. We'll be on the air till 4. And then we can hang out and go down there and right across the street at the Footprint Center and have some fun. That should be a lot of fun.
I like it.
Coming up, we'll catch up with Rudy Carpenter and Frank Sanders, and another opportunity for you to guess the score of the game for our Talking Stick Resort Big Game Challenge.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. For decades, Lerner & Rowe is a great personal injury law firm. But you may not know that Lerner & Rowe is a separate law firm for bankruptcy and criminal clients. This year, Lerner & Rowe Law Group celebrates its 10th anniversary. Lerner & Rowe Law Group has a team of 8 lawyers with over 90 years combined legal experience. It has been voted best bankruptcy and criminal law firm 7 years in a row. When you need help, call the law firms you know and trust. Call Lerner & Rowe.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Make plans for the big one Sunday, February 12th at either the Showroom in Casino, Arizona or the Ballroom in Talking Stick Resort. Win cash just for watching the big game, as this year marks Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B as the 22nd consecutive season. Doors open at 2. First come, first serve. Just be 21 or older. It's the big game viewing parties with tons of cash and giveaways. See you on February 12th at either Casino, Arizona or Talking Stick Resort.
All the radio stations you love, every playlist to match your mood, the podcasts that everyone's talking about. If it's on the iHeartRadio app, it's free. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio. Did you know Nissan EVs have traveled 8 billion miles? Just a quick trip to Pluto and back. And what did we learn along the way? Well, that an EV can take on the world, like the Nissan Leaf. It can move racing forward and take your breath away, like the all-new Nissan Ariya. We learned to make EVs that electrify. 8 billion miles driven by Leaf owners globally since 2010. Ariya not yet available for purchase. Expected availability late fall, subject to change.
You've got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about Orgovix.
Orgovix Relagolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact: Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
The check is good, the experience is smooth, and the reviews online are wonderful at GiveMeTheVin.com. They don't call us America's Best Car Buyer for nothing.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting from the Superbook.com studio. Superbook Sports, now live. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910.
The Suns gave the Bucks permission to speak with Jay Crowder, who's seeking a move from the team. Devin Booker could be back in game action this week. He's scheduled for a reevaluation of that strained left groin on Wednesday. Arizona moved up 1 to number 7 in the latest USA Today men's basketball coaches poll after claiming victory against the Washington Schools last week. NFL Network reported the Cardinals plan to interview Bengals defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo on Wednesday and offensive coordinator Brian Callahan on Thursday for their head coaching job. Up tomorrow will be Giants offensive coordinator Mike Kafka. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Cash. That's cash. Enter it now at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for a chance of rain out there. Right now, the National Weather Service giving us about a 50% chance of rain. Those rain showers going to linger into tomorrow as well with those temperatures for your Tuesday. Right?
You'd be upset too if you lived in Philly.
Fox 10 Weather Experts. I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by New Vision Auto Glass.
Looking through a windshield with a crack or chip in it? Call New Vision Auto Glass now. Qualifying customers can get up to $250 cash back with a free dinner at Rodizio Grill. Call 480-210-9090, 480-210-9090, or newvisionautoglass.com.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910.
Hope you have a good Monday. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B out here at Casino, Arizona. We're in the CAZ Sports Bar. It's the home of, actually, we're in the CAZ Sports Bar, and it's the home of the sports book. So get your bets in for Eagles.
I'm
sure you're all over that,
Are
Roc.
we going to have a full 2 weeks here of you just popping the Eagles now? For
let him enjoy it, Jimmy.
No, that's not something I do other than I won a big bet with Manuch. He has to hand wash my car.
That's right.
Because I had Eagles big over 49ers, and no worries. I'm not worried about the game either. Big game.
They got a pretty damn good team. Pretty
Yeah,
good. But
I think they're just so well balanced.
They
I
are.
think they just have, and they're healthy. I think that's the key.
Playmakers are healthy.
I think the only edge I would take Mahomes over Jalen Hurts, but aside from that, maybe Kelsey, the tight end, not the center.
Or Andy Reid over Sirianni. I mean, they say Sirianni's first Super Bowl. Of course, when you have talent, it's just how you handle that talent. And it's the adjustments within the adjustments that he's going to have to make during a game. Because Andy Reid, there's nothing Andy Reid hasn't done or seen with adjusting, readjusting. Problem is he doesn't have the dudes that Philadelphia has. You talked about healthy.
Yes.
They are. I looked just, was it Friday night. There was one questionable. It was like the fourth team kicker on Philadelphia. Everybody else was playing. I mean, they were just, I'm like, wow, that's a healthy team. Then you looked at San Fran, question mark, and then guys being hurt. And then with the scenario of McCaffrey having the strained calf, that was another thing as well, too, that they were serious about. So Philly, yeah, I can see why they're favored, but don't count out Andy and that kid named Patrick Mahomes. So I truly feel he's not from this planet. He's an alien, man.
So you're taking, right now.
Oh, I'm taking KC.
You are? Just because I'm taking Philly?
No, I just like Kansas City. I like
whatever.
Mahomes. I like
You're
Reed.
such a fair weather fan.
No, I would take him whether it was, KC and whomever. Now, if they're playing San Francisco.
See, there you go. There you go.
Different story.
See, that's the thing about
Yeah.
you, Manuch.
Yeah,
It's like, come on.
Yeah.
It's like, whatever.
Well, you got to go.
If San Francisco's in it, you would be all over San Francisco. Even though Eagles clearly destroyed them in every category yesterday.
I like the K-State connection with Mitch Holthus as their fine broadcaster there. I like it's only 2 hours away from Manhattan, Kansas. I like watching Patrick Mahomes.
You notice
Andy
it always
Reid
goes
fan.
back to K-State.
Oh, absolutely.
It always goes back to
It all
K-State.
starts there, Jimmy. But I
it
got
all
to say,
started at Mesa Community.
that's right.
Let's just be honest.
Kind of like that underdog too. You got the Eagles.
2 points.
Yeah.
That's not much of an underdog.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, they are still technically until kickoff. Hell, what was it?
So let me ask you this, because I think you, even as a quarterback, would say defense wins championship.
They do.
You said that a lot.
Absolutely.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Eagles have the number one defense.
They do have the number one defense.
Okay.
You're correct.
All right. So,
But
that being said,
Kansas City Chiefs defense has come alive.
They have?
come alive. Yeah. You watch.
In what sense?
You watch Jones. You watch that defense yesterday. What they're doing. So you just think that if you looked at both of them, I think the line of scrimmage, looking at the Eagles, looking at the Chiefs line, that's what's going to be won. So
Eagles have given up, 14 points in the playoffs and scored over 60?
But they haven't played against Patrick Mahomes in a while. So they got Mahomes to overcome. Now, it's just everything's leaning toward Philadelphia because everybody's injured from the Kansas City Chiefs. Mahomes on one leg technically. So nobody's giving them a chance. Where therein lies, if you give them enough locker room material, and if you call it Burrowhead, they'll pretty much step up and get ready for that game at State Farm in Glendale.
The thing that really just puzzles me that the Chiefs open up as slight favorites, and then all of a sudden now they're two-point dogs. I don't know how that works. I can't wait to talk to Scott Spreitzer on Friday about that. From Vegas. You just say, dude, how is that? How does it change?
Well, look at the Bengals. They were favored last week. All of a sudden it flipped. And then the
Chiefs but that was a little bit different because of a high sprained ankle. I mean, all of a sudden you find out he's going to go, Mahomes is going to go. Yeah. That makes sense.
Sure.
But this doesn't make sense the way it did in hours.
I feel this game.
It's like, they made a mistake in Vegas.
There you go. They did.
You know, they had too much to drink. They're like, oh, we're going to go Chiefs. Oh, wait. I want to go Eagles.
They
now.
really want to screw with the Joe Q public. I think this is a game that'll go down the wire, either overtime or field goal. I think it's a very close scoring game. Both defenses, Eagles are playing well. And you look at what the Chiefs did to make plays when they had to against Cincinnati was the key against Joe Burrow. Especially the young guys in the secondary, making the tips. They really technically had 3 interceptions except for the one, which was a clear pass interference on the whole.
So I've seen 2. I've seen 2.5. Eagles are minus 135 on the money line. Chiefs are plus 1,015. The over-under set at 49.5. I think that's going to change over the course of the next week or two. We talked to Scott Spreitzer on Friday about that, and I asked him, I said, do you jump on it right away? Do you jump on the point, whatever it is, on that first day, Monday, or do you wait? And he said he always waits. He waits to the next week. And I always felt, hey, I don't want to wait because I don't want to hear all that noise. That's going to make me go a different direction, right? So I got it at 2. I put my bet in. I did that last night, and I said, okay, now I'm going to just leave it alone.
Yeah, the thing that with Scott Spreitzer is he always preaches the over under.
Yeah,
and I think you look at that, and you go, okay, I got maybe a better shot at the over under versus the 2.5, whatever that falls into. But again, it's all about who will eventually be healthy for the Chiefs, and can they withstand the onslaught? Because the Eagles aren't barn burners on offense per se, but it's just
they put up 31 yesterday. Well, but they put up 30-something against the Giants.
Yeah, but they got some. They're
pretty good. They're top 5 offense.
Yeah, but they put up some numbers. They got some turnovers. They got no offense. San Francisco got no offense, so they got good field position when Brock Purdy went out of the game. Yeah. And therein lies that defense of San Fran playing. They played dang near 3/4 of the game.
All right, here's the update since you're talking about Brock Purdy being out of the game. According to Adam Schefter, Purdy tore his UCL. He is sidelined for 6 months, at least 6 months.
That's Tommy John waiting to happen or something very close.
Really, 6 months?
Yeah, that's what Schefter is reporting right now. Yeah, they're going to seek a second opinion.
Well, and if there's several ways you can go. If it's a true Tommy John, that's when they have to replace the ligament or tendon with a cadaver from him, or if they can do surgery, depending on the tear. And if it's 6 months, that's better than 8 to 10 months, which a lot of Tommy John guys take. But if it's 6 months, I think a lot of the questions will be answered. That you could probably say that Trey Lance and one Brock Purdy will be there. Now Jimmy G, you don't know, and just Josh Johnson, I'm sure he'll be gone. But if it's 6 months, he will not be ready till July. Hopefully, he's 100% by July as they go into training camp. That'll be the big question because you're going to need both of them at that point.
All right, let me ask you this then, Manuch, because you've been hurt playing in the NFL. When one doctor tells you something and then you decide, okay, I'm going to seek a second opinion, if that second opinion is something different or not quite what the first doctor told you, what the hell do you do?
Well, a tear is a tear, okay? So at that point, if that other doctor has another recommendation as to we'd like to do this surgery versus this surgery, and we feel you'll be back within 4 to 6 months, and then there you are. Then you pretty much got your answer from two different doctors with the same prognosis. If a doctor says, well, we feel that there's some other options to get you back quicker, then I'd probably go get one more, and I'd say with the best 2 out of 3 opinions. And a lot of guys do that. If you get a complete opposite opinion, but in this situation, I can almost assure you that the opinion from the other doctor will be pretty much the same.
Okay.
As to a tear is a tear. I mean, you got to repair it.
And it's unfortunate that this is not how anybody wanted this story to end. Granted, you can lose the game, but to lose this way and to now him be out for 6 months is awful. And you just feel terrible for the kid, and especially the story. We love the story, but more for this kid. Now it puts San Francisco in a bind once again. They may have had their quarterback all ready to go for 2023. Now they have to deal with this. And, okay, now Jimmy G's coming back, where I thought he was going to be trade bait. I thought for sure Jimmy G was going to be somewhere else. Now they're going to probably want to keep him and do what they can, right? Yep. I mean, because you need quarterbacks in this league. You need two. You need two really good quarterbacks.
And you don't know the assurances when when they say Brock is released, they're not going to release him until he's 100% that he can throw, an hour, 2 hours at a time, and he will come back. But yeah, Rock, you bring it up. Trey Lance, Jimmy G, Brock Purdy. Okay, if Brock's completely healthy, training camp opens second week of August, second week of August. That's where they typically start. And okay, if everybody's healthy, Brock's our guy, or until we feel Brock's healthy.
2 minutes.
Maybe they have Trey Lance and him, i.e. Brock, compete, or we keep Jimmy just in case. Yeah, John Lynch, the general manager of the Niners, has got some
he's got
some sorting to go through right here.
What a class act he was to go into the locker room after the game and congratulate the coach and the GM. I thought that was pretty cool. I hope the new guy here in Arizona ends up having a kind of a reputation like that down the road. You really hope you get a coach like a Sirianni too, whoever it may be, if they're going to go with a young guy or they're going to bring in Sean Payton. But the coach is the face of the organization, not the general manager, not the owner. We all know Michael Bidwell's not that face anymore, or was, or maybe, I don't know. I just think if they could get a guy like a Bruce Arians, a big talent, a big what's the word?
Well, he's a big persona.
Big personality.
A big personality.
Yeah, big persona.
I think you could get this fan base engaged. I mean, if you could kind of mold your head coach, if you could grab a little of Bengals, a little bit of Philly, maybe a little Belichick too with press conferences. I mean, there's so many coaches out there. Andy Reid, who I think is awesome.
He's great.
How he does the commercial with freaking Mahomes is outstanding. But if you could just grab a piece and put it all together, put it in a blender, that's your head coach. That would be awesome. I think this organization needs a facelift so bad. The image sucks. It just sucks.
It really does. And to be the faltered
an identity, right? Because clearly Kyler Murray is not the face of this organization. No. He doesn't want to be.
He's a detriment to this organization. We talk about faces, Rock.
I mean, we talk about all the teams. Yep. At least the Suns, you got Devin Booker, right? And he's a great guy, great kid, right? And same with the Diamondbacks. They still haven't had identity since Kirk Gibson?
Yeah.
And it's always been the manager or what's his name who was in the upstairs?
Derek Hall.
No, LaRussa.
Oh,
remember? I mean, he wasn't even the manager, and he was the face of the organization.
And Paul Goldschmidt did not want to be the face of the organization.
He did not.
Rudy Carpenter is going to join us next, get his take on this game that we saw yesterday, both of them, as well as his prediction as well. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Sun Devil Hockey sweeps St. Thomas at home and heads to Fairbanks for a series with the Manuchs before returning to the Mullet on February 17th. Mark your calendars for 6:30 p.m. for all the action here on Fox Sports 910, the home of Sun Devil Hockey.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
I-10 westbound near Citrus Road, there's an accident. Right shoulder is blocked. I-17 northbound at McDowell, we have an accident. Center lane is blocked. Disabled vehicle off left on the Superstition, US 60 eastbound east of Dobson, and a crash Watson at Yuma Road. That's a look at the roadways.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. Everyone knows that time is money. Go to Jackson Hewitt today for up to $3,500 with a no-interest, no-fee tax refund advance loan. That means money now instead of later. Go to Jackson Hewitt today. For eligible clients, loans by Republic Bank and Trust Company. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Attention grillers. Is it time to replace that old grill in your backyard? Need to step up your game? Your chance to win a new one is right now. Just text PEAKS to 55678. That's PEAKS 55678. And you will be entered to win a customized backyard grill patio set, courtesy of Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light. You can enter once a day. Standard message and data rates apply. That's PEAKS to 55678. Time to get in on real estate investments. GC Global Capital has financing with no income verification. Call 480-397-9300. GC Global Capital is an Arizona licensed mortgage broker in MLS 1091187. License NV0924983. An equal opportunity employer.
A homeowner just like you.
Hey.
Decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial, state48roofing.com.
Get ready for the nothing but net action of college basketball on AZTV Channel 7. Every Monday and Saturday, we take you courtside for both men's and women's college hoops. AZTV Channel 7. Check out the schedule at aztv.com. Progressive presents Adjusting to the Suburbs.
I never thought I'd care about gardening until I bought a house in the suburbs. But now I find myself in conversations about liquid fertilizer, and I wonder, am I the fertilizer guy now? No way. Everyone knows the ratio between phosphorus and nitrogen, right? Yeah, I'm still totally cool.
Anyway, when you save with Progressive by bundling your home and auto, that's the easy part of adjusting to the suburbs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company coverage provided in service by affiliates and third-party insurers.
This is NFL quarterback Rodney Peete, and here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by AutoZone.
Purdue will change their number one ranking in the latest USA Today men's basketball coaches poll. Tennessee, Houston, Virginia, and Alabama round out the top 5. For U of A, they moved up a spot to 7th after beating the Washington schools last week. Up this week, Oregon and Oregon State. Suns guard Devin Booker could return to game action this week. He's scheduled for a reevaluation of his strained left groin on Wednesday. I'm Frank Arity.
Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Here to talk football is former Sun Devil quarterback, who, by the way, went 3-1 against that team in Tucson.
Carpenter going to go up with time, steps up, looks end zone, got a man, McGahee, touchdown! Rudy Carpenter threw that right into the teeth, into the strength of the Wildcat.
Rudy Carpenter, now on Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910 on FM at 99.9 HD2.
All right, Rudy joins us to recap the AFC and NFC championship games, and we'll start with the Eagles over, who was it?
San Francisco 49ers.
Yes, and Rudy joins us down on the right to the guest line. How's your Monday going, Rudy?
Oh, it's going pretty good.
So when Brock got hurt in that in the Eagles game, did you feel like, okay, maybe he would come back and everything would be all right and he could still lead his team? Or then when you saw Josh come in, you're like, okay, this is going to be tough. It's going to be tough for the 49ers to do anything against this tough Eagles defense.
Yeah, I mean, look, I didn't really know what to expect because, you know, that injury is difficult. And what I mean by that is, I mean, we've seen guys like Phillip Rivers play on a torn ACL and play great. We saw Patrick Mahomes play on a high ankle sprain and play great. We've seen Byron Leftwich in college play on a broken ankle and play great. But as a quarterback, if you have something as small as a hangnail on your throwing hand, it makes life really difficult. And I don't think people, you know, really understand that when you got something wrong with your throwing arm or throwing hand or throwing shoulder. And especially the way that Brock was hurt, that happens a lot to a quarterback. So your arm gets hit like that. And I was trying to read his voice or read his mouth. And essentially, you know, it looked as if, you know, I would imagine that maybe it's his ulnar collateral nerve that just got stretched and or damaged a little bit. And when that happens, it's like, you know, hitting your funny bone and it just makes your whole arm, your whole hand and forearm go completely numb. And so it's not that it's like the most painful injury. It's painful, but it just makes you literally can't hold the ball. And as a quarterback, that's obviously something that's super important. And look, I think Brock's story is great. I think he played awesome, you know, throughout his chance of getting to play this year. But I mean, it's as an NFL team, it's already difficult to win with a backup, let alone your third quarterback. And so it was already going to be difficult for them. And then to move on to Josh Johnson as their fourth quarterback, it just makes it really tough. And it really sucks because I just think the San Francisco 49ers is a well-coached football team. That defense is really, really good. And Brock was playing great, you know, the previous, you know, 5 or 6 games, whatever it was, 4 or 5, 6 games. And so it sucks that they didn't really get a chance, you know, to put their best unit or their best team on the field in the biggest moment, the biggest game of the year for them.
And really watching, I felt the same way. I just told Josh Johnson. I mean, Kyle Shanahan can get as creative as he wants, but he knows with that Eagles defense, they're just going to pin their ears back and continue to come out. that being said, when you watch this Eagles team offensively and defensively, one of the more balanced Super Bowl teams coming to a Super Bowl in many, many years, or what can you compare them to see this kind of balance on both sides of the football?
Yeah, I always think that balance is an interesting word when you're talking about football, because a lot of times people think that balance means, you run the ball half the time and you throw the ball half the time, something like that. And to me, it's like a weird stat because it's similar to time of possession. What good is time of possession if you don't score? What good is balance if you don't have explosive plays or you're not scoring points or getting first downs? But the Eagles really are a team that I think play complementary football. They play well on special teams. They play well on defense. They play well on offense. And I think the biggest thing that football team does is they don't beat themselves. And I think that's one of the things that you see from Bill Belichick coach football teams and the Patriots when they had their runs, right, and their dominance is that, before you can learn how to win and win Super Bowls and win at a high level, you have to learn how not to lose. And I think that's one thing that the Eagles have done a great job of, and it makes sense with, Nick Sirianni being a Romeo Crennel disciple, which really means he's a Bill Belichick New England Patriots disciple. And they're a very well-coached football team. They play good on offense. They play good on defense. They play good on the offensive front and the defensive front. And, ultimately, I think that's, the only way you're going to win in the NFL in today's game is, in my view, to be super physical and super dominant on the offensive front and the defensive front. And that's what the Eagles are.
Rudy Carpenter is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Rudy, take me then to the other game, and you just talked about Brock Purdy with the 49ers injuring his arm. Well, now you're looking at Patrick Mahomes limping around with a high ankle sprain. My question then to you is, A, did you ever have one of those? And how quickly did you come back? Were you shocked that he was able to play at the level that he played at in that game last night?
Yeah, so I think the last point that you made is the crucial point. My senior year, I had a broken bone in my ankle and wanted to play, and I ultimately played the most of the year on a let's just call it a partially broken ankle, and it was difficult. I was getting shot up with lidocaine every game and pretty much every practice, and my foot was completely numb, but I played terrible. I played horrible. And so to me, I was probably hurting my team more than I was helping my team. And to me, that's what's impressive. Look, I always compliment a guy when he plays hurt because it's being tough is part of playing quarterback and part of playing football and part of being a competitor. But I think ultimately being able to play well when you're hurt is something that not was able to do great, is something Patrick Mahomes has been able to do. And so to me, that's the big point. Not only playing when you're hurt, but playing well when you're hurt. So look, I give Patrick Mahomes a lot of credit. He played spectacular in my view, got the ball out quick. He had a plan versus pressure, got the ball to his skill players and allowed those guys to make plays. Ultimately, I think there's a lot of people, myself included, who feel like the Chiefs caught a lot of extra breaks, especially getting to replay a third down. Especially, yes, it was most definitely a penalty at the end of the game. And yeah, it's a hard call not to make, but it just really sucks when that type of call is made and it really decides the outcome of the game. But then again, I just don't know if you can not make the call, but yeah, I don't know. It's difficult to watch a game end because a guy's trying to hustle and make a play, and it ends up costing them a Super Bowl champ.
So, Rudy, when you watch what Andy Reid does offensively, playing with the third and fourth string receivers and third and fourth string running backs, and again, Mahomes is going to do his thing. But what did you see in reference to what Andy Reid was trying to do to get this offense flowing? Valdez-Scantling had a phenomenal game. Kelsey had a phenomenal game. He somewhat shut him down there in the last quarter. But what is it that Andy Reid does to adjust to have this team become successful, even when Mahomes is struggling?
Well, one, they spread the ball around. They spread the ball around to everybody, and everybody gets touches, which means everybody's happy. And they lost an explosive playmaker in Tyreek Hill, and they've had to find other ways to get it done, and they've done that. Pacheco was a 6th or a 7th round pick, and he's been amazing for them. Obviously, bringing in Juju, he's been great for them. Scantling from the Packers has been great for them too. But again, I'm going to go back to what I said about the last game, which is, look, the Kansas City Chiefs have found ways on the offensive front and the defensive front to do a great job, even if it really hasn't been their strength. The Chiefs' strength all year has not been on defense, but they came up with some incredible stops last night when they needed to, especially Chris Jones. And to me, that's where those guys need to show up, is in the big games. And last night, for the most part, that offensive line did a really good job protecting Patrick Mahomes. But I think with him, Patrick did a really great job. He has a tendency to hold the ball. He has a tendency to try to scrabble around and make plays and almost treat every play as a scoring opportunity. And it's hard because I'm sure he believes every play can score with his ability. But one of the things he's done a good job of the last few weeks being her, just getting the ball out of his hands. Getting the ball out of his hands, putting the ball in play to playmakers, and forcing the defense to tackle. And to me, with all of the new NFL rules regarding how teams can practice, and then also with all the rules on how it's almost impossible for defenders to tackle legally, to me, it's one of the most underrated things about the NFL, which is just putting the ball in play, throwing the ball behind the line of scrimmage, taking 2 or 3 yard completions, and forcing the defense to tackle over and over and over again. And it's especially hard with the Chiefs because Andy Reid does such a good job of spreading everybody out with these long, wide motions and flare motions and swing screens and, just getting guys in the flat, and it just makes the defense cover every single blade of grass. And then you have a quarterback who, regardless of where the ball is placed, right hash, left hash, middle, left, middle, he can touch every single blade of grass on the field because he has incredible arm talent.
Rudy, we're doing a contest, and you're get to be one of the first to dive in. It's our Talking Stick Resort Big Game Challenge, and we're looking for the team that's going to win the big game and the score. And if you get it right, if you nail it, you're going to get a 2-night stay at Talking Stick Resort. You're going to get dinner for 2 at the Tosh, dinner for 2 at the Orange Sky, and 2 spa certificates. It's valued at over $1,500, and you're the first. You get an opportunity to dive in here and give us the score and who's going to win, or you could wait till next week if you like, but a lot of the scores will already be taken by that.
I'm going to go 28-24 Chiefs.
28-24.
Noted.
28-24 Chiefs. All right, got it in there. Yeah, as always, Rudy, have a great week, man. We'll talk to you next week. Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you.
So he's got the Chiefs.
Got the Chiefs right out of the chute.
Man, I didn't even need to try to sell them on doing it another day. I was like, geez.
Nice try, Eagles, boy.
I'm setting it all up. Recovery is driven by All City Towing. Start out the 2023 with a new career at All City Towing. They have tons of positions open right now, including a 401k program with a generous company match. The fastest way to apply is online. Go to allcitytowing.com and search career. Hey, coming up, we're going to get you up with Frank Sanders. I'm sure he's on the golf course, but we'll pull him away for a few minutes as we continue on from the CAZ Sports Bar to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Arizona checks in at number 7 in the brand new USA Today men's basketball coaches poll. The Suns gave the Milwaukee Bucks permission to speak with forward Jay Crowder, who's seeking a move from the team. Devin Booker could return to game action this week. He's scheduled for a reevaluation of his strained left groin on Wednesday. The Suns are back in action to take on the Raptors. The Cardinals plan to interview Bengals defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo on Wednesday and offensive coordinator Brian Callahan on Thursday for the head coaching job. Giants offensive coordinator Mike Kafka is on the Cards interview scheduled for tomorrow. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the My Guy Referrals Weather Center. Visit myguy.com for 5-star local referrals. Make My Guy your guy.
For tonight, look for a chance of rain out there. Right now, the National Weather Service giving us about a 50% chance of rain. Those rain showers going to linger into tomorrow as well, with those temperatures for your Tuesday right around 58 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech. This winter, there are new COVID-19 booster shots designed
Rock, this might be a really dumb question, but were you talking to me a second ago?
At least 2 months since your primary series or original booster. Schedule your updated COVID-19 booster dose at vaccines.gov.
Just dumb
sponsored
people.
by Pfizer and BioNTech.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Have you been charged with a crime you didn't commit? It happens more than you think. When your liberty is on the line, you need an experienced attorney that will aggressively fight for you. Lerner & Rowe Law Group handles DUI and all other criminal charges. And with our affordable payment plans, it's easier than you think to get the defense you need. If the police made a mistake, call Lerner & Rowe today. We're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to take your call.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Tickets are on sale for the big game viewing event at Talking Stick Resort. This is the biggest year ever as Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B will host the big game in the Salt River Grand Ballroom. Tickets can be purchased only at Ticketmaster.com. Watch the big game with all your friends on the large TV screens. Take advantage of the food and drink specials. Win cash just for watching the game with their free $25 quarter squares, the free $100 propositions, and the big one, the kickoff progressive jackpot starting at $4,000, all of which will be given out. If that wasn't enough, special guests Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. Tickets are $25 in advance and $35 at the door. Space is limited. Get your tickets now before they are all gone at Ticketmaster.com. It doesn't get any bigger than this. The big game viewing party at Talking Stick Resort. $25 tickets in advance, $35 at the door. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Did you know Nissan EVs have traveled 8 billion miles?
Frank is ready, guys.
Just a quick trip to Pluto and back. And what did we learn along the way?
I didn't ask him. I usually save that kind of banter for you guys. I save all the good topics for you guys.
You can move racing forward and take your breath away, like the all-new Nissan Ariya.
Well, Rock better give you his jacket.
We learned to make EVs that electrify. 8 billion miles driven by Leaf owners globally since 2010. Ariya not yet available for purchase. Expected availability late fall, subject to change.
What's all the huss about?
Jeff and Leah Huss on Scottsdale Blonde.
Scottsdale Blonde is a local favorite.
You can find Scottsdale Blonde at your local grocery store, retailers, and your favorite local beer shop. And as always, at findhussbeer.com.
Saturday, February 11th, it's the $1 Million Shootout and Golf Festival.
Whatever they're paying you, it's too much.
Kids 12 and under are free. Tickets start at $15.
There was too much positivity. I had to bring it back down.
And Huss Beer at the Huss Beer Desert Oasis. Tickets at LoneTreeGolf18.com. Huss Brewing Company. Drink like a local.
Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them
These kids trying to learn quarterback. Jimmy's trying to scourge us all the money they have.
He played 8 seasons with the Arizona Cardinals. The Sandman.
It is caught!
Maybe Jimmy's more Republican than we thought.
Sanders caught it! Touchdown Auburn! Touchdown Auburn!
Frank Sanders joins Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch. Now on Fox Sports 910.
Kind of down the middle.
All right, you guys are hot.
Frank Sanders joins us now. You can always find him on Twitter at Frank Sanders81. He's part of the Go PHNX family, and he joins us now from the golf course. How you playing today?
Hey, hit him, buddy.
Hey, hit him.
I'm actually hitting them terrible because I'm not playing today, unfortunately, man. All I can do is sit in this office and dream and look outside. I walk outside every now and then. I take a practice swing. I feel the gloriousness of the weather, and I think, why do I have a job? God, why I got a job?
Just, if you would have practiced a little bit more, maybe a couple more touchdowns, you wouldn't have to work.
Look, if I had Manuch as my quarterback, then I don't think I'd have had a problem.
Thank you, Frank. It's about damn time.
You receivers that are divas, it's all about the quarterback, right? Is that it? You blame the quarterback?
Look, I can't throw it and catch it. I think can't throw it and catch it myself. God dang, it's all receivers.
So would you be in favor of the NFL allowing a new rule that allows you to have 3 quarterbacks on the roster during the playoffs? So yesterday's deal, when you throw in Josh Johnson and he goes in for concussion, and then you bring Purdy back in and he can't throw. Now we find out his UCL, and he could be out for 6 months.
How crazy is that, right? Like, you just don't expect that. But I think when we look at the way that the premium is on the defensive end, or these edge rushers and the defensive packages that they're putting together to come and go after your quarterback, you have to make better decisions. And I agree with you. I think the NFL does need to, at least allow that to happen. If you're a coach and you're looking at your offensive line and you're playing a team that's like really capable of knocking your quarterback out, you got to make good decisions. You know what I mean? I know you're hoping that doesn't happen, but you have to have at least a backup plan. The NFL, what we saw the other day was absolutely a travesty in regards to, if you're a 49er fan and you know that your backup, if your backup to your backup gets hurt, then you got to go back to your quarterback who's already hurt, or you got to go to a running back. When did you practice that this week or any time this year?
You didn't. And that's the whole thing. I mean, you got to go wildcat with Christian McCaffrey, and he can eventually throw it. I mean, it was almost, I thought, Frank, embarrassing to watch that they had to do that. Otherwise, or you would have went maybe, 4 or 5 weeks ago, go get another experienced backup that would be behind Brock Purdy. It really was kind of like, okay, this game, for all intents and purposes, was over when Brock got hurt.
You're absolutely right. I mean, just a sad thing to watch. Brock Purdy had a great season, finishing up for the 49ers. The team itself was 100% healthy, and then your quarterback gets hurt in the first quarter of the game, and then you realize that's going to change the entire outcome of your season and what's going to happen. All the work you put in was, basically relying on one guy, and I think that in itself is it changed the narrative for the NFL. I'm pretty sure it changed a lot for the guys in the team, the people that was betting on the San Francisco 49ers having a chance to go to the Super Bowl. A tough loss, something tough that you don't want to see. I know, Manuch, man, my heart went out for you when I saw it, because I know he's the guy you trained, and this was like, the epitome of what it would like, what you would hope your life could be like as a rookie quarterback walking into the NFL with the cast of characters that he had around him. Rock, you couldn't have looked at something that was a better scenario for him to have an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl and possibly win one.
No, and I got to tell you, when that happened, Frank, I knew in my heart of hearts, I knew exactly what happened when Hassan Reddick hit that arm and he tried to come through. I said, that's either a tear or a strain. And because I've seen that happen, it wasn't no ulnar nerve numbing. That was damage. And that's when I looked at my wife and went, oh, man, he's not coming back. And he tried to come back. He couldn't go more than 3 yards. I'm surprised they tried to bring him back versus going the true Wildcat.
Yeah, you know what? There's two parts to that where if he could have just turned around and handed the ball off and did a little bit more, that I can see that. But the way that injury looked like how it happened, it was tough to watch. It's like watching a receiver roll his ankle, or a guy or running back gets his knees cut off from a DB coming down low. That's just sad thing to watch. But hopefully he'll come back, and they'll look at him with a better eye than they did as a rookie. Drafting him in, last person in the draft. But kudos to him and what he was able to do and accomplish. And again, it tells you the value of what good coaching means to a quarterback, to see him step in there and then basically go out there and get it done. But can Shanahan get a break on his quarterbacks like this guy? Yeah. Can he get a break on his quarterbacks, please?
Hey, Frank, let me follow up. You as a former player, as a player on the field, and something like that has happened when you've been playing, what's it like for players on the field knowing that now we don't have a chance? Oh, man.
Well, you're hoping that something, you want to rally around the guy that's coming in, and you want to hope that he can kind of get his nerves together. You want to see if he can walk in and take command of the offense and settle his nerves down, maybe in the first or second series. But once you watch it happen, you know that everything has changed. You want to hope that what we had in practice this week, what we saw, how much time we had to prepare, was enough for us to kind of feel like we could still maybe eke something out. With the defense that we have, you hoping that these guys, they were going to stand the test of time, but they had a tall task, considering that the quarterbacks wasn't helping them at all. And at the end of the day, all you rely on is a running game in the NFL. That should tell us all, when you look at that game, that not just anybody can do it.
No.
Like, it's not just something you can just pull a guy
3 minutes
and watch these live rounds when you see what the defensive line on the other side of the field can do. It's one of those things where you realize that, man, this is serious business, and not just anybody can do it. And for the 32 guys that get a chance to do it as a quarterback, or the 64, considering that a backup quarterback can come in for them, it's not an easy job to do, especially when you know that the other guys on the other side of the field changes the narrative a lot.
And Frank, looking at that Kansas City Chiefs game, I mean, I think they were looking for some receivers out of the stands to come in and play that game. I'm surprised Frank Sanders didn't get a call early on when you had Jim Bob Morris and Etchie Stevens coming in as receivers for this Chiefs team. I mean, talk about the adjustments that Andy Reid had to do with dudes like Sky Moore, Marcus Kemp, and rookies all over the place, and some of the success they had. If not for Marquez Valdez-Scantling, they might have got beat by 21 points.
Hey, look, that every time I kept watching a guy
2 minutes
with a very Rock, he had no dirt. It was clean uniforms out there. Like, these guys haven't even seen the field for special teams.
No.
What was wrong here? Like, that's crazy to be in that situation. But when you look at the value of good coaching across the field, you watch these guys still go out and execute. You watch coaches protect the guys that have weaknesses and allow those guys to manifest in their strengths. Little dig routes, little short curl routes, slant, shallow crosses where you can get the ball out of the quarterback's hand pretty fast. Guys don't have to really think a lot. Like, that's the value of good coaching that develops their players, coaches that can keep guys mentally and emotionally focused for 17 weeks, even though they're not playing, to be disciplined, and guys who can, when you need to plug and play, they walk in and they can plug and play.
Frank Sanders joining us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. All right, we got a pretty cool contest that we like to get you in, and you're one of the first. It's called the Talking Stick Resort Big Game Challenge. Now, this is what happens if you can guess the score of the game right, okay? Team and the score. 2-night stay at Talking Stick Resort, dinner at the Tosh, dinner at the Orange Sky, and a spa treatment for you to get those little feet of yours done.
And fingernails.
Done. So all we need from you, big fella, is the score of the game, the winner and the score of the game.
Of the big game?
Yes, the big game.
Oh, thank you for throwing me in as the first person. As a guppy, you set me up good, Rock. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're actually the third, but yeah.
You're the third, but that's okay.
Sorry.
You're the top.
You would have joined us in the first hour.
Yeah.
Don't try to make me feel important, man, when I'm not. Like, I'm the third guy. Well, if you're not first, you're last, and if you're third, you're not even considered a running.
Yeah, but we still love you.
I appreciate that. I'm taking Philly 24-17, and I don't think Mahomes going to finish the game.
Ooh, wow.
So you go Eagles. Go. Give me that score again.
24-17. I'm taking Philly. I don't think Mahomes going to finish the game, and it's just going to get ugly when something happens to homie.
Wow. Chad Henne not going to make it happen, huh?
Look, it's we saw what this Philly team can do. Soriano's got those guys playing with an edge. I'm not saying that, these guys, again, you're looking at what Cincinnati talked a lot of trash and KC came to play. It was a home game, but we can also say the referees kind of screwed a lot of stuff up, and it looked like they wanted the Chiefs to win. Unfortunately, I just got to put that out there. But the reality of the way Philly's been playing, offensively and defensively, these guys got a little more grit about them that I like a little bit more differently than I'm seeing from KC. KC receivers of most of those guys are banged up. I don't see that on the side of the field. So I'm taking Philly, man, 24-17, and I just think they're gonna try their best to get out the Mahomes differently than what Cincinnati was able to do.
Outstanding selection and pick and score. So good luck. That's outstanding.
Such a schmoozer.
Gotta get my toes and nails done, man.
I know. I've seen those things, man. Oh God.
Get that toe jam cleaned up out of there too.
You should be wearing slides, man. Don't be wearing those slides. Get some socks on there and maybe some Birkenstocks with the socks.
Mixing a trim once in a while, will you, buddy?
Birkenstocks with socks. That's so whack. Birkenstocks with socks.
Thank you, Frank. We'll talk to you next week, buddy. That's
All right,
Frank,
brothers. Have a good one.
Frank Sanders. Hey, real quick, you have an opportunity now. We'll do 3 callers at 602-260-9191. Same thing. 2-night stay, dinner at the Taj, dinner at Orange Sky, and a spa certificate. Over $1,500 in value. Take callers 1, 2, and 3, 602-260-9191. This is Fox Sports 910.
This is The Herd.
Attention listeners.
With Colin Cowherd.
I've been a sportscaster for over 30 years, and I don't remember in 30 years a team losing a close playoff game and not blaming the refs. So Kansas City's better than Cincinnati, and I thought Cincinnati would win. But Kansas City's quarterback played better than the other team.
This is The Herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
There is slow traffic 10 westbound from the mini stack. This is over to 67th Avenue. Also an accident, Loop 101 southbound at the US 60 Superstition Freeway. Jefferson east of 7th Street, we have a crash. Your alternates are Buckeye Road or Central Avenue. That's a check of the roadways.
This report is sponsored by CAZ. In football, a safety is worth 2 points. On shared roadways and walkways, safety is worth a life. Stay alert, stop for pedestrians, and protect everyone by obeying the rules. Get more safety tips at CMEAZ.com. That's CMEAZ.com. It's Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. We love providing great food for family gatherings, parties, even work meetings. And we make it simple.
We sure do, no matter what the occasion. At Venezia's, we make catering easy. You can see our entire catering menu online at venezias.com. Or let us know how we can help at one of our 6 locations, including the newest, now open in Chandler.
We'd love to bring Venezia's to your next party. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Tickets are on sale for the big game viewing event at Talking Stick Resort. This is the biggest year ever as Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B will host the big game in the Salt River Grand Ballroom. Tickets can be purchased only at Ticketmaster.com. Watch the big game with all your friends on the large TV screens. Take advantage of the food and drink specials. Win cash just for watching the game with their free $25 quarter squares, the free $100 propositions, and the big one, the kickoff progressive jackpot starting at $4,000, all of which will be given out. If that wasn't enough, special guests Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. Tickets are $25 in advance and $35 at the door. Space is limited. Get your tickets now before they're all gone at Ticketmaster.com. It doesn't get any bigger than this. The big game viewing party at Talking Stick Resort. $25 tickets in advance, $35 at the door. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. And online at WrightToyota.com.
It's 2023. New year, time to get fit again, doctor's orders. This year, I'm going to guarantee I get back in shape by getting a heating tune-up with AC Doctors. I can worry about the Stairmaster tomorrow. Today, I'm calling AC Doctors to get my AC system as fit as a fiddle and save a ton of money. With the utility increases, it's time for me to follow through on this New Year's resolution. Call AC Doctors today and get your heating tune-up for only $75. Call AC Doctors at 602-767-7435 or visit theacdoctors.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Oh, want better visibility to get you through the winter? A new pair of premium wipers can help. Right now, you can earn a $10 bonus reward when you buy a pair of Rain X Quantum wiper blades. See better and stay safe on the road all winter long. Get the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply. Offer available to AutoZone Rewards members.
This is why you work so hard to pay the mortgage. Because home is more than 4 walls and a roof. It's that porch swing on a summer night. It's pajamas with feet and everybody over for Sunday dinner. And that old stuffed chair in the living room you just can't get rid of. This is why you work a second job. This is why you learned to fix things yourself, so you could save on repairs. Because home is your place, your memories, your family sleeping in their own beds at night. And that is why we want to help. We are making home affordable, a free government resource that can make paying the mortgage easier. And now even more options are available. Call 888-995-HOPE today. That's 888-995-HOPE. Or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov.
Good night, Mama.
This is why. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
It's the Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
We'll have multiple laterals.
Imagine having the second best Manhattan in the country.
There's the squib. It bounced in front of the receiver. Now they're going to throw it across the formation, and it is caught over there now, slipping, and the Chiefs will tackle him. This game is over. This game is over. You can doubt the Chiefs. You can dislike the Chiefs. You can disrespect the Chiefs. You're going to have to deal with the Chiefs as the AFC champions. And for the third time in 4 years, Lamar Hunt Trophy, the trophy named after this franchise's founder, is back in Kansas City where it belongs. One more knee will do it. The Philadelphia Eagles are going back to the Super Bowl.
All right, there you have it. Super Bowl 57 is here. So the next 2 weeks, we get 2 weeks to talk about it. And we started today the Talking Stick Resort Big Game Challenge. And we typically take 3 callers an hour. So we took a total of 4, 5, 9. And it's right now it's 5-4 Chiefs. 5-4 Chiefs. We had a run of our first caller, of course, was an Eagles fan, which was great. And then we went on a run with Chiefs, like 3 straight, 4 straight on there. And now we're making a little bit of run on the Eagles. And then when it comes to people that really know what they're talking about, like Fooey and Sanders, they went with the Eagles, and Rudy went with the Chiefs. So we'll have that updated. We'll do it each and every day. You'll have an opportunity on our show to get in and give the score of the game. If you get it, you nail it. We're hooking you up with a 2-night stay at Talking Stick Resort, dinner at the Tosh, dinner at the Orange Sky, and a spa certificate valued at over $1,500. So we'll give you a chance to do that again tomorrow beginning at 1 o'clock.
That leads me to our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day, which you can still go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Who will be more of a major factor for a win in the Super Bowl 57? Is it Andy Reid? Is it Patrick Mahomes? Is it Nick Sirianni? Or is it Jalen Hurts? So far, the leader in the clubhouse, Jalen Hurts at 38.5%, followed by Nick Sirianni and Patrick Mahomes at 23.1%. Last but not least, Andy Reid at 15.4%.
Suns are back on the hardwood tonight. They got the Toronto Raptors. That game is on 7 o'clock on Bally Sports. Wednesday, the Hawks are in town. Trae Young, I'm looking forward to that. I haven't been to a game since the beginning of the year. I'm finally going to get to go to a game. I think it went in early December. I can't remember, but I'm glad to go on Wednesday, other than the fact it's an 8 o'clock game. So I don't know how I'm going to stay awake. It's
come
on.
Take a nap. Take a nap. Yeah.
I'm the kind of guy, let's go there at halftime. Like, we go. I mean, it's good thing about NBA games are 2 hours. They're pretty much. It's never really more than that.
Yeah.
But the Suns have won 5 of their last 6, including Saturday night in San Antonio. And they are now 26-25.
I like them tonight. I think they beat Toronto this evening. They're on a nice little roll. They're comfortable with everybody now back in the fold, with the exception of Devin Booker, and
which could be pretty soon,
real soon,
within the next 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. Sooner the better. But why hurry it? You're doing pretty good without it.
Thanks to the new sports book here at the CAZ Sports Bar for having us in Casino, Arizona. Hey, make plans to join us for the big game, either here or Talking Stick. Everything is up on our website at rockandmanuch.com. Check it out and make plans. Get your tickets if you're going to join us at Talking Stick with Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. You're going to want to get your tickets now. $25 at Ticketmaster.com. We'll see you.